and that's why we'll be able to report it slightly faster than the Election Commission, because they have to go through the ratification, formalization process, etc. We don't need to do that. So you will see the numbers, and mark my words and mark our words here, the numbers on all channels will eventually settle to the numbers that we first show here on the News 18 network. So trust these numbers. Counting has gotten underway. The counting centers will open. Avantika is joining us from the live result hub. So now it's buzz of activity. I hope you've got your shoes and you're kicking your heels off, ready to run around that live result hub, Avantika.
Oh, well, Anand, I'm all geared up with the heels as well. This is going to be so exciting. And you're right. There are no fuzzy numbers here, genuine, authentic, reliable numbers, because we have a team of experts, data analysts who are going to be sitting here processing all the data in real time. Just take a look at all these experts here. They're going to be, as you rightly said, reporters are all over at the counting centers, and any first lead, first trend will be immediately reported here. I have Brijesh Ji with me, 285 reporters. That many people we have across the state of Maharashtra and Jharkhand as well. Brijesh Ji, why don't you just tell us a little bit more about, the uniqueness of the live result hub?
Look, this is our 2 decades long legacy, and it is time tested. If you look at the last assembly elections of Haryana, we were the only network who were absolutely perfect. Even at this time also, if you look at our own system, this is the live result hub, a special software. Just look at the screen. There is no number because counting has not started as yet. No figure we have. In fact, all other channels who are showing the numbers, it's absolutely fake, fraud, fuzzy, kite flying. We have the system. If you look at the Election Commission website also,
Yes.
there is no trend.
Yes.
So if anyone is showing any data, any lead, any trend, just believe it is absolutely fake. For our case, in our case, if you look at our system, this is the number of 285 correspondents at each and every counting center
Yes.
we have in Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, you have 288 assembly seats, but counting centers are only 285. So we have that absolute deployment to cover each and every center. Same way in Jharkhand. In Jharkhand, we have 24 districts. At each center, we have a district representative. And if any tally, if any round of count, everything will be tabulated here.
All those calls will come right here, Anand, because when it comes to counting and when it comes to getting those numbers right, one can only count on us. Isn't that right, Anand?
Yes, right next to where Brijesh is sitting, right next to the entire team that is sitting. There are 6 groups, 6 hubs for the Maharashtra hub. That's 6 rows of the Maharashtra hub, 2 rows or 3 rows of the Jharkhand hub. That's where the numbers will start coming in, ladies and gentlemen. There is a hotline right next. That's where the report will happen. The moment that is reported, the constituency, the candidate and the lead will be clicked in, and that's when you will start seeing it appear on our screens. Any of the News 18 networks, you will see it's all 00 right now. The numbers should come in a short while from now, but the numbers are increasing in our studio. Ms. Sula Hebar joins us. Rohit Chandravarkar joins us. Let's keep the conversation around Maharashtra and Jharkhand even as we wait for the live result hub verified number to come on our screens before we talk about leads. Because as those leads come in here, they will start getting plotted even on Zaka Jacobs' magic wall, which is not colored right now. In about 2.5 hours from now, this will be a different plot. And the plot here on this magic wall, Zaka, will perhaps determine kursi kiski hai in Maharashtra.
Absolutely. Will it be a saffron wave? Will it be a blue wave? We don't know. But like I said, to my mind, Maharashtra is the big prize. Whoever wins Maharashtra will have bragging rights. It will set the tone really for the parliament session starting Monday.
Rohit is here. You want to ask him a few questions on Maharashtra? Who's taking that?
Rohit said last time that he was briefed live almost.
Yeah, he was here with us.
He was here.
From the Shinde camp.
From the Shinde. So, aap bataiye, are those numbers holding?
We'll find out in a while, but I think Mahayuti is looking very confident. And I think the reason they're looking confident is because of the direct benefit schemes that they came out with and the increased voting that has happened in Maharashtra around. So they think that women came out in large numbers, especially in Vidarbha region, Marathwada region, which is economically backward region. And they think that this direct benefit transfer has kind of worked for them in terms of direct, increase in votes. The farmer community, which is facing a lot of distress, perhaps came out too. But for them also, there have been many schemes. So let's see.
I have to ask you this question because yesterday when we were talking to 2 pollsters, and one was Sanjay Kumar of Lokniti, and on the other side was the famous, infamous, what do you want to call him, Access My India, Mr. Gupta. And both had a very different take on Vidarbha. So both projected that the NDA is going to do fantastically well in Vidarbha for different reasons. One said there's going to be complete Dalit and, consolidation against the Maratha. And the other one said, no, it's not going to be that. The Marathas are going to come back and vote for the NDA. So what is going on in Vidarbha? It's very confusing.
I'm not sure Marathas are going to come out and vote for the NDA because Manoj Jarange Patil has been very vocal and he's traveling from town to town, speaking against the BJP.
But they're saying that this time, at least one of them said this time is not a factor.
Okay, we'll find out in a while whether,
Pallavi, you wanted to share something?
I would say it's not a factor, but he
Why?
also little.
Tell him why. You were telling us the anecdote. What happened?
No. So Rohit, it was really amazing, because I went to interview him and I saw him, doctors, and he on a drip. And, people were taking pictures. And I am telling them, this looks a little tacky. Nee, madam ji, lene do. Then I realized that it was just going viral on WhatsApp. So he just going to his, and then there was this huge crowd, all their sympathy. So somewhere, thoda sa wo bhi janta hai na, unnerving moment hai, because he knows this is a prestige thing for him. But, people are also in harsh tones were talking about the fact that, we don't know which way he is. He's not even, he's taking money from so-and-so. He's taking money from everyone. He's nobody's person. If that is word of mouth, I mean, Antarwali Sarathi is the village he belongs to. And, if that is what starts getting traction, then I don't know whether he's going to emerge as that powerful a factor as he was for.
Well, he may not emerge as a powerful factor, but remember, there's going to be very small margin. I don't know. I'm not claiming anything right now. Maybe situation keeps changing all the time. But the situation is that Maratha vote may not get split the way it would have got split if Jarange Patil was in the fray, which he has kind of withdrawn from. That is one factor. The other thing, of course, is the women coming out in large numbers, like I said earlier, is a big factor in favor of NDA. Shinde's team, what Rahul was talking about some time back, Shinde's team is very confident that they're going to reach 170. NDA is going to reach 170, and they also have given a breakup to some of our friends and colleagues at the end of the voting day. They say BJP will hit about 95 score. Shinde himself will be around 55, and Ajit Pawar will be 20. So they are saying 170 for sure, sounding very confident. We'll find out just
95 plus 50 वो तो 150 तो उनके खुद के आ गए इन
so
दोनों
where
के
will Ajit Pawar
तो
go?
फिर वो जो टेंशन ब्रीथ इजी वाला हो गया अजीत पवार फैक्टर नहीं होगा
number is quite fantastic because if that number actually holds up, that means that Shinde Shiv Sena would have got 56 over what the Shiv Sena won last time.
Absolutely.
Just completely replace that.
So
if that
I'm
number
asking you,
holds.
is Milind Deora then going to be the giant killer?
First lead has come through.
It's going to the NDA. I think it's to the Shinde Sena. This is Ambegaon, Dilip Walse Patil.
दो आ गए भाई दो आ गए ग्रिड पे दो आ गए दो लीड वन
The
अदर्स
second
एंड
one
वन
is
NDA
coming from the constituency of Ganga Khed. This is going to the RSP. I think this is the RSP faction which is with the NDA. So yeah, you have two leads now. One in you now have a third lead. This is going again to the
UBT.
to the SSUBT, the Parbhani constituency. Dr. Rahul Patil is leading there. So we have three leads now. One to the NDA, one to the India Alliance, and one to others. I'm just trying to see. I think the RSP, this is the faction that's not aligned with the NDA. So
NDA, so we just see why there is a lead for Maharashtra that is being shown for the NCP in the bottom grid, while there are three leads there, and there is one lead that's being shown for the NCP. But overall, three leads have come in.
Sorry, Dilip Walse Patil is from the NCP.
Dilip Walse Patil is from the
that's
NCP.
The Ambegaon.
So the Ambegaon seat. So NDA one lead for the NCP. So and one lead other. So three leads that have come in. Those are the party breakups. Understand that here at the bottom of the screen you have overall NDA. That's the Mahayuti, BJP, Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde, NCP, Ajit Pawar, and then you have the India Alliance here. So INDIA, the overall alliance number, you can find it here. Then you have Congress, Shiv Sena, UBT, and NCP, Sharad Pawar.
From
Vidarbha.
Bhandara, Narendra Bhondekar of the Shiv Sena, the Shinde Sena, he's leading. I think Bhandara Gondia is Mr. Patole's backyard. That's where he hails from. So we now have 4 seats reporting, 2 to the NDA, 1 to the India
So
Alliance.
2 to the NDA, 1 to India Alliance, 1 others. And we've just got some breaking news. Let's quickly do that as we look at the counting leads again. Posters are out by various factions ahead of the result. Eknath Shinde as CM poster in Thane. Uddhav as CM outside Matoshri. Yes, Mayuresh. We'll see if Yesha is also there. Yes, Mayuresh.
Absolutely, Anand. Behind me, you can see this poster which clearly says that Kutumba Pramukh Honar Puna Mukhyamantri, which means that if you remember that Uddhav Thackeray was usually says that he is a Kutumba Pramukh, he's a family head of Maharashtra, and the poster also says that he will be made CM again. As we were discussing that somewhere Mahavikas Aghadi is confident. Sanjay Raut also said that they will win seats between 160 to 170 and form the government before 26. And this kind of poster has been already put up just 100 meters away from the Matoshri in Bandra East. And we are seeing that the party workers of all parties have basically put up.
There is a picture outside Matoshri for Uddhav Thackeray. There are pictures for Eknath Shinde in Thane. There you go. And the numbers so far are looking at for the NDA early leads. 4 leads for the NDA. Zaka.
So Dhananjay Munde is also leading from Parli. He's of course fighting with the Ajit Pawar faction. So Ajit Pawar not doing badly. Out of the 4 leads, 3 that we have are for the Ajit Pawar faction of the NCP.
So numbers: 3 leads for the NCP, 1 lead for Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde, 4 for NDA, 1 for the INDI, that is Shiv Sena Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray's team that is leading. 1 other is there. To the panel here, legacy fight, 51 seats. If Eknath Shinde gets 55 seats, that conversation that we are doing, that means Uddhav Thackeray Saab, Dhanush Bhan
I'm
Mera.
saying, this is a crucial survival battle for at least 3 of these parties. Let's be very honest. They will cease to exist if they do very badly. So, there's a lot at stake.
So this is a political field which has been extremely fragmented. There's been a lot of opportunistic toing and froing. Ideology has gone out of the window. Convenience has come in through the door. And what this will also do is kind of settle the Hindutva question as well, because Balasaheb Thackeray was the Hindu Hriday Samrat, the original one. And there are 2 factions of the Shiv Sena there. And the battle for authenticity is on. So the BJP is very much invested in the Shiv Sena battle for their own ideological reasons. I think it will also decide on who has the real Hindutva in their tower.
Well, 6 leads as we speak.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have 1 lead for the NCP, Sharad Pawar from the outskirts of Pune in Pimpri. Dr. Sulakshana Shilwant is leading in the Pune seat. We have 1 more for NCP SP, that's Parner Rani Lanke of the NCP SP is leading. So right now, it seems like at least the first lead for the BJP. The first lead for the BJP is again from Vidarbh, from Melghat, Keval Ram Kale of the BJP is leading. So it's running up now for the NDA, 6 to the NDA, 3 to the India Alliance. Congress has not opened its account yet. We will see how that happens and when that happens. From Akot, the VBA candidate, the Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi, the VBA, Prakash Ambedkar's candidate is leading in 1 seat there in Vidarbh. So we have 11 seats, 6 to the NDA, 3 to the India Alliance, 2 already to the others. And Rohit was mentioning this, none of the exit polls gave too much to the others. Let's see. Already within
BJP ka second lead bhi aa gaya, 7 NDA.
All right.
That's it will get refreshed on the wall it takes about 15 seconds. Jharkhand counting numbers have not yet started coming in. They should come in very, very soon. But 732, that's the number. Others are also now featuring on the leaderboard. Will that be a huge factor? A lot of pollsters have not given others those many numbers. Nalin, Aman.
See, Anand, one figure I have from the BJP, which adding on to what Rohit was saying, more women voters. BJP is saying that 53 lakh more women have voted in these elections compared to 2019. That's a huge number. In the 2019 election, about 2.53 crore women had voted at 59.26% vote. This time, 3.06 crore women voters, 65% voting percentage, a higher woman voting, 53 lakh more women, I think.
तो फिर जो फंडे आप महाराष्ट्र में लगा रहे हो वो झारखंड में जेएमएम कांग्रेस को जाना चाहिए.
Absolutely, हो सकता है, बिल्कुल.
तो उनका भी रनअवे.
So we have two Mumbai seats now reporting. 3 in fact Mumbai seats reporting. Vinay Parle, BJP candidate Alwani Parag is leading there in the Atul Bhatkalkar is leading from Kandivali East. Shiv Sena UBT is also opened from Kalina. Sanjay Potnis of the Shiv Sena UBT has opened his account there. So Mumbai seats are also now reporting. Out of 16, 8, 6 and 2.
Yeah, INDI alliance catching up. Now it is 8, 6 and 2. Neck and neck fight hoga ya dhire-dhire lead khulegi. Rahul
Lokniti actually gave 20% of the vote share, approximately that much to the others. Now that's a significant vote share. So look, I mean, and yesterday we were getting news that everyone was also speaking to the independents and all of that. So it's all happening. Let's not discount anything.
Last time
More
was a 29.
Mumbai
Yes,
seats.
yeah.
The Mumbai seat, Amin Patel, he's up against China NC. Amin Patel is leading in the Mumbai seat. And in Kolaba, as you'd expect, Rahul Narvekar, who was the speaker, he's leading in the Kolaba seat. So in Mumbai, now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seats reporting. The BJP has 3, SSUBT has 1, and Congress leading in
So
1.
now BJP slowly opening up the leads. 5 leads for the BJP, 4 for the NCP Ajit Pawar, 10 for the NDA, 6 for the INDA alliance. So the leaderboard is right at the top. You can see the overall leaderboard and also the breakup of the parties. So this is Mahayuti, this is Mahavikas Agadi, and then this is Jharkhand, ladies and gentlemen. So the Jharkhand numbers have not yet started coming, but Maharashtra numbers are coming here. Maharashtra numbers are right at the top. 10, 6 and 2. Overall, the parties, who is performing well, because these strike rates will matter, Rahul. Strike rates for each individual group will matter because that will also give them the heft, bargaining power.
That's right. I mean, this is looking tight. I mean, very initial. But as the leads are sort of clocking up on both sides, aren't they? It's not as if there's just a one side, taking. If 170 is on the cards, as someone was saying, then that number is not looking very positive. Let's just put it that way. But this very early days, very early days.
One in Western Maharashtra, and a seat called Ashti Suresh Das of the BJP is leading. NCP Ajit Pawar, like I said, again, one more seat reporting from Western Maharashtra in Shevgaon. Monica Rajiv Rajale of the BJP is leading. So in Western Maharashtra, which is of course the fight between the NCP versus NCP, BJP has opened up 2. Like I said, NCP Ajit Pawar opening up leads in about 4 constituencies already. So that's the situation as of now.
They're putting up posters for Ajit Pawar in Pune. In Thane, it is Eknath Shinde. In Mumbai, there it is Matushree. And of course, there is Devendra Fadnavis, who's sitting there at Meghdut, perhaps right now, right next to his Sagar residence. He's sitting there and he's watching what is going on.
Rohit Pawar is leading. Rohit Pawar is leading from Karjat, of course, again from the Pawar clan. So NCP SP now has 3. Including the Pimpri seat in Pune.
BJP has gone up to 6 leads, NDA 12. Now it's come back. It's 11 and 7. So there is a toss-up. There is a close fight happening somewhere where the leads, as the early leads, are it's a give and go. It's quite tight.
I think it's in Vidarbha. This is in the Bandhara seat. Now the Congress candidate has taken a lead there, Pooja Thawakar.
But there's one more addition to the NDA. 7 to BJP now, Zaka. So it's going to be busy on the wall for you. So,
in Mumbai. Mumbai is reporting now from Charkop. Yogesh Sagar of the BJP is leading. Atul Bhatkalkar I mentioned, but Charkop is now the seat that is just reporting. Yogesh Sagar of the BJP is leading.
Charkop towards seat. That Anushakti Nagar, Mankur, that region. On that side, you will have the Charkop coming in between Andheri, that region there. Rohit Chandavarkar.
One thing we can see, Anand, is there's too much competition among leaders in the Mahavikas Agadi to put up their hoardings and posters. Perhaps the flex material has become too cheap nowadays.
But Konkan in Mumbai is in a very crucial region, really, for the Mahayuti. Let's be very honest. 43 out of 75, this entire belt from Mumbai all the way down the coast, very important, because if they don't hang on to that and they start gaining in Vidarbha, it's going to cancel each other out, because they did really fantastically well last time in the Lok Sabha.
In Ghatkopar East, the BJP candidate there, Parag Shah, is leading. In Dharavi, Dr. Jyoti Gaikwad of the Congress is leading. So again, Mumbai reporting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seats BJP is leading in Mumbai.
Early leads show trends towards the NDA, ladies and gentlemen. To our viewers, 15, 8 and 2. What's the update at the live result hub? The results are coming in. Leads are coming in thick and fast. Avantika.
Yeah, Anand, some early leads coming in right now. We're just getting to hear that Rahul Narvekar from the BJP is leading Mumbai City. Then from Bir, Dhananjay Pandit Rao Munde, NCP, Ajit Pawar. From Sholapur, Siddharam from the INC. Pune Pimpri, Dr. Sulakshana from the NCP, Sharad Pawar group. So these are just very, very early leads coming in right now. But, I'm just going to take it here. I'm just waiting. Yeah, okay. प्रशांत फ्रॉम लोकनाथ इज जॉइनिंग अस राइट नाउ. प्रशांत, एक बारी बताइए कि बहुत बड़े बड़े लीड्स आ रहे हैं. ही इज ऑन द फोन राइट नाउ बिकॉज ही इज गेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ कॉल्स. ही इज बीइंग इनंडेटेड विद कॉल्स. रिपोर्टर्स calling him up because the leads have started coming in now very slowly. From Beed, Suresh Das of the BJP, Rohit Pawar, as I said, has been leading. Rahul Narvekar from the BJP leading as well. प्रशांत, बताइए some big names, some big leads coming in right now. अभी इनिशियली है,
अभी तो बहुत इनिशियल है, लेकिन रोहित पवार जो है करजत जामखेड़ से, वो अपने को हमें आगे दिख रहे हैं. उसके बाद में हम लोग दिख रहे हैं दिलीप वैसे पाटिल जो है वो आगे दिख रहे हैं, जो बड़ा नाम है, उसके पुणे से है वो, साथ में बीड़ से धनंजय मुंडे अभी आगे दिख रहे हैं, साथ में हम देखेंगे सुनील देशमुख जो है अमरावती से वो आगे दिख रहे हैं, बड़े नाम है ये। उसके बाद में वीआईपी अगर देखेंगे हम, वेरी वीआईपी जो है सब, जो बड़े 13 चेहरे हैं जिनके ऊपर चर्चा चल रही है, खासकर बाला साहब थोरात जो है वो अभी आगे हमको दिख रहे हैं। और ये सब ये पहले रुझान है पोस्टल के, अभी और थोड़ा रुकना पड़ेगा और उसके बाद ही हमें पता चलेगी कौन आगे है और कौन पीछे।
Right. So postal ballots, early leads. Nana Patole is leading. Balasaheb Thorat is leading. Rohit Pawar is leading. If you look at the Shiv Sena head-to-head contest, those seats, those leads are not coming through. But the BJP versus Congress head-to-heads, early on leads, it looks like somewhere those places the BJP is perhaps having a better
Also,
strike rate.
interestingly, in Jalna seat, the Shinde Sena candidate there, Arjun Khotkar, is leading. Jalna, of course, important because Jarangi Patil started his whole fast and stuff from there. He's from there.
Well, the BJP has to continue its fairly decent showing in the Lok Sabha in Konkan, Mumbai and Khandesh. They have to make sure that those numbers are banked.
But they also saw a certain surge in voting in the Konkan region again.
That's right.
And one of the aspects is Rohit Nalin Vain on this, that has Eknath Shinde really put in the hard yards? Has he now become a brand on his own and tried to really rise tall in the last 6-8 months, years time?
In my view, there have been two phases to his chief ministership. In the beginning, it was Eknath Shinde con. For a while, there was a dip there. But in the last 7-8 months, there's been a major shift. A lot of that has got to do with the Mukhyamantri, the Ladki Behan Yojana, and the way he's been out there campaigning. So I think something has shifted with him. I think people are connecting to him in the last 6-7 months in a way that they did
There's
not
also a
earlier.
substantial Muslim and non-Buddhist, Dalit vote there. So we have to look at those. If those consolidate, there's been a mad scramble really for that Buddhist vote, the Buddhist Dalit vote, then there's the non-Buddhist Dalit vote, then there is the Muslim vote, we know. So this is a very interesting mosaic really of the state. And that ek hai, to safe hai, the impact of that will be felt here.
Well, Rahul Narvekar is leading from Kolaba. You're getting the key race alerts here to the left or to your right when you're watching the screen. That's where the key race alerts will come. As you're watching the screen, to your left, you will see the Jharkhand numbers. At the bottom, you would see the breakup of the Mahayuti and the Mahavikas Agadi, or the NDA and the India Alliance parties, the big parties here at the bottom. Top will give you the overall picture. NDA versus the India Alliance. What's the story? 18-13. So some catch-up happening.
Yeah,
Chaka.
Sena UBT has suddenly sort of opened up a few seats. In Khed Alandi, Babaji Kale of the SSUBT is leading. You have another seat up again in the north. In Nifad, Anil Kadam of the SSUBT is leading in that seat. Then you have another one in Marathwada, close to, in Ausa. Dinkar Mane of the SSUBT is leading. So they've opened up a few seats outside of Mumbai. You traditionally think of them as a Mumbai party, but outside of Mumbai, they're leading in 3 constituencies. Also in Pimpri Chinchwad. So in Pimpri, the Congress, the NCP SP candidate, Dr. Shilwant is leading, whereas in Chinchwad, the BJP candidate, Shankar Jagtap, is leading. So,
the one number that we need to keep looking at in the India bloc is the Congress number. 4. They've contested 102 seats.
Yeah.
If the Congress doesn't pull its weight, then there's a problem. So we just have to keep looking at that Congress number, the conversion factor of the Congress. Last election, it did fairly well by its own standards. And so it'll at least want to match that conversion number. If it doesn't, there's a problem.
See, the other two is also a story. BJP, Congress, largest parties, 2 larger national parties were contesting from their own sides the most number of seats. But वो Shiv Sena, NCP legacy fight है. वो भी बहुत important है कि किसको कितना मिल रहा है उधर. Yes, Nalin.
Can I say something out of syllabus?
Yeah.
This is one score we are tracking. Some of us are tracking another score. India has just taken 2 more wickets.
Oh, they taken 2 more wickets.
Hey, when people go and watch cricket
99 for 9. 79 for 9.
Nalin will keep giving you all updates, but do keep watching this.
Yeah, keep watching this. Don't divert the audience.
Give your cricket updates.
No, we'll give the cricket updates here, so you keep watching this only. That's what we are also trying to say. See, there is a good performance that's happening in Perth. But that was a very
also padded up.
Very sticky wicket. But Maharashtra and Jharkhand are also very sticky wickets. Tricky wickets, yeah.
Tricky, turning.
Taking cue from what Rahul was saying about Congress number, I'm a little surprised about Uddhav Thackeray's number also.
Yes.
We didn't, obviously this is very initial, these are initial stages.
Yeah.
But all of us thought, and I also thought that Uddhav was the weakest link in the Mahavikas Aghadi, but it looks like he's neck and neck with Congress. That is 5 places he's leading. So that is a kind of a surprise.
No, but they have also put in some hard yards. Have they put in some effort? Did you see Mashal anywhere? Did you see active campaigning? See, registering a new political symbol. How easy or difficult is it, and how have they been able to do it in Maharashtra? Aman, Pallavi, Vistula, yeah.
Well, I actually did a bit of this thing, like work on this during the Lok Sabha election, because that was the first time these symbols got an outing. And there was a door-to-door campaign. There was a familiarization campaign by both the NCP Sharad Pawar and the Shiv Sena UBT on their new symbols. Because Sharad Pawar has form on this, you see, because in 98-99, he went into elections with a new symbol, and they narrowly kind of came, behind the Congress, because a lot of their supporters said, "Haan, aapko hi vote diya hai, haath ko vote diya hai." So their clock symbol hadn't clocked. So they knew what they were getting into. And they really did.
So this Ghadi, Tutari, Mashal, Dhanush
all
there is clarity or confusion?
They took all steps to make sure that there was familiarization and little hooks, to remember.
BJP
what
as a
symbol
party
belonged to
now
which party.
has more leads than the Indie Alliance put together
Yeah,
on the
and
leaderboard
that's
right
the
now.
number, you
On the
see.
leaderboard right now.
Yeah.
So
Because, in Marathwada, suddenly the BJP has opened up a whole bunch of seats in Bhokar, where Ashok Chavan's daughter is fighting from. She's leading there. In the neighboring constituency of Mukhed, Dr. Tushar Rathod is leading. And then you have Kinvat, where Bhima Rao Ramji Keram of the BJP. So if you look at the map, suddenly in Marathwada, even in places like Jalna, the Shiv Sena, the Shinde Sena candidate is leading. In Partur, which is the neighboring constituency, the BJP candidate there is leading. So you see a lot of orange
5 months
in,
back
in
it bombed.
Marathwada.
I mean, the MVA, the Mahayuti bombed in Marathwada, 12 out of 46.
Ajit
So
Pawar is doing better than Sharad
Ajit
Pawar.
Pawar is also doing very well. By
and
the
the
way.
BJP in that block, the BJP conversion, at least I don't know how many seats those are being called right now, but
Upar, the leads are
17
out of
28. They're doing pretty
yeah.
well in that
Can I
block.
make a small point?
Leads
here?
are out of
An
45
important-
seats. Maharashtra has 45 seats. Yeah.
There you go.
It's very early trend right now, but in the seats where Congress had led in the 3 months ago in the Lok Sabha election, there are trends for 4 such seats available right now. All 4 of them NDA is winning at the
There you
moment.
go. So
But it's still very early.
Clearly-
That trend is saying something in the
clearly there is a confusion. At least we can reflect that. This is not a vote for continuity immediately. Let's not jump to those
48
conclusions.
में से
but
31 NDA के पास है,
Absolutely.
19 is with the BJP. BJP has more leads from the India Alliance put together right now. So clearly it's moving one way directionally early on. These are early stages. Round 1 is not yet complete. I don't think it's even begun. It's 8:30 on the clock. By about 9:30, 3 rounds should get over. So the next hour, you will see more of these leads
BJP
coming
has to
to the
look
fore.
at a 54% plus conversion rate if it has to make an impact, and if it has to, I'm not talking about 170, I'm not talking about 200, I'm just talking about 150. That's the real
If
target.
their
isn't it?
projection internally, Rahul, is 95 seats out of 150 odd that they're contesting. So they clearly are looking at a far higher than 55%
No,
conversion.
I'm saying the least pain.
Least pain, yeah.
Yes,
on
least pain.
this point, Rahul, we were talking earlier in the morning about the importance of BJP Congress straight fights, right?
Yes.
What's happening there?
Yes.
12 stands are available. NDA is ahead in 9 of them at the moment.
All right. So the Chief Minister's constituency
When you say
in,
NDA, I mean
in
BJP.
Kopri, the Chief Minister Eknath Shinde is leading. In the neighboring constituency in Thane, again, Sanjay Kelkar of the BJP is leading. So BJP opening up some leads in the city, in Mumbai and its outskirts. Like I said, in Vile Parle, the BJP candidate is leading. In Charkop, the BJP candidate is leading. In Kandivli East, the BJP candidate is leading. So now we have from the outskirts, from Thane, the BJP candidate, and then also from Majiwada, again, the Shiv Sena Shinde candidate there leading.
Barabar
So
ho gaya.
Shinde is doing well in the outskirts.
नहीं,
Thane.
बराबर हो गया. देखो ना, if you look at the screens, Akash just turned around and see now Shiv Sena, both are now level on. So Eknath Shinde has come through. And go back to June 4th. When we are doing result day, your eye was on Maharashtra. The early plotting itself is very different from what we are seeing
what it is
now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, the
And
NDA
can we
is
also
running
look
away
at
with
the
it.
VIP seats, because that'll give you an idea of anti-incumbency. Let's have a quick look.
We'll go to Avantika. There are 13 or 14 VIP seats which are being tracked, and we'll try and get Avantika to get us an update along with Prashant or Brajesh on the VIP seats in Maharashtra. More leads coming through.
Again, in Jalgaon, where again, I'm talking about, northern Maharashtra, where this whole onion crisis was there 3 months ago. The Shinde Sena candidate is leading from both the Jalgaon rural constituency and the Jalgaon city constituency. So I think clearly they have made up lost ground. from
Mahim
what we
abhi
saw.
nahi aaya. It's not plotting. Mumbai, he's opened up there. Utha hua hai. Mahim
Fewer
has not
votes to
come. No?
count and वहाँ से रुझान नहीं आया. क्या चल रहा है मुंबई में?
No, we don't have the counting for
No, the
Mahim yet.
numbers have not come because a lot of the counting centers will start releasing data over a period of time, and that's why we are seeing the leads only out of 55 out of 288 seats, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why it's going to take some time. That's why we are saying
If
trust
the
the
PM
numbers on the
slogan
screen in front
has
of
traction
you.
on the
These are the
ground-
numbers that you can trust. 36, 17, 2. 22 leads for the BJP. Shiv Sena is at Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde. 6. NCP Sharad Pawar. 8. This is India Alliance 17. Their India Alliance put together is less than the BJP right now.
It's beginning to fall
Yeah.
back now.
And
It's
it's now
fall back. Yes. I mean, look, I just wanted to ask you, because you also went there, if the PM slogan is starting to get traction, you'll see it in this Mumbai coastal belt quickly. You'll begin to see that opening up.
Yes, it will.
And with her.
And also,
And with her.
like what lot is made about the BJP Congress direct fights, but I think BJP's real target is also the Shiv Sena UBT. See, Shiv Sena UBT voter is essentially the Hindu voter,
That's right.
and that is why the BJP slogan "Ek hai to safe hai." The more the strike rate of Uddhav Thackeray falls, the better you may see the BJP and
Good
the
point.
NDA do, because BJP feels that Uddhav Thackeray is going to collapse in this election because "Ek hai to safe hai" slogan is ringing true. And I think we have to keep a close watch also on Shiv Sena UBT. What is their strike rate? They're contesting a lot of seats. 85 plus seats.
Yes, 85, 87.
One of the important parts is that the Shiv Sena at that time during Lok Sabha itself, Eknath Shinde had said 19% of the 20% of the Shiv Sena core Shiv Sena voter had voted for the Dhanush Ban and for Eknath Shinde.
Yeah.
The Shiv Sena UBT had benefited from the Congress NCP voter, and even in Mumbai they made a case out of it. Somewhere, not just the BJP. I think Eknath Shinde has done a lot of work to ensure that the core Hindutva Shiv Sena Balasaheb Thackeray voter is with him. And if Eknath Shinde wins his constituency against Kedar Dige, then perhaps that's the biggest statement
on that
also.
point, I think it is I just wanted to highlight the fact that in the Lok Sabha elections, the Shiv Sena UBT benefited from a massive counter mobilization of Muslims, right?
Yeah.
There was a
Correct.
it worked totally, and the Muslim vote transferred to the Shiv Sena UBT. Paradoxically,
Yes.
so it was the original party of Hindutva. In this election, Uddhav Thackeray has spoken about 1992 and said that and made overtures to the Muslim community again. And I think Eknath Shinde has zoomed in on that point.
Correct.
On the question of Hindutva.
Correct. Not just
And-
Hindutva, the fact that he is towing a line totally opposite to what Balasaheb Thackeray, his own father had a position, how far the sun has shifted away.
And the larger political picture is that if this trend holds, then the project that Narendra Modi and Amit Shah had started in
lead because-
2014 to replace Shiv Sena as the predominant Hindutva party in Maharashtra,
Yeah.
then you may be seeing the next stage
mean,
in that.
If
if this
Dhanush
trend
Ban
holds.
say it's sort out ho gaya, legacy sort out ho gaya, and there is no family Thackeray thing. Rahul, just coming to you after going straight across to Avantika. 40-19, lead has opened up. Yes, Avantika, key states, key races. Yes, update.
Absolutely. Eknath Shinde is leading right now. Anand, and this place is buzzing here. The phones are constantly ringing. बताइए प्रशांत जी, आप बड़े-बड़े leads के बारे में बता रहे थे. अभी some big names.
अभी तक 63 जगहों से लीडिंग आगे आई है, जानकारी मिली है।
नाना पटोले भी लीड कर रहे हैं.
नाना पटोले लीड कर रहे हैं, एकनाथ शिंदे लीड कर रहे हैं, रोहित पवार लीड कर रहे हैं, साथ में आदित्य ठाकरे भी लीड कर रहे हैं।
फडणवीस, देवेंद्र फडणवीस का कोई अपडेट है?
अभी देवेंद्र फडणवीस का जानकारी आई नहीं है, थोड़ी से देर में उनकी भी जानकारी आ जाएगी।
And Anand, I just want to tell you that I don't know which numbers are being showing by which channel, but Jharkhand still, we don't have the numbers. I've been checking constantly. Everyone is monitoring it here. Brijesh ji, just very quickly, ki Jharkhand mein what's happening? Why the numbers are not coming in yet?
Look, in Jharkhand, the process of counting of the votes has just got started because the process is slow at each and every center. For example, look at Hazaribagh. They have opened their strong room just a few minutes back. So it is only expected after 10 to 15 minutes to get the first trend. So that's why in Jharkhand we have no figures, because whatever the authentic information we'll get, we'll show to our viewers.
Absolutely. Immediately then, Anand, we'll just get those numbers
We'll take the
immediately.
screenshots of any of the channels putting numbers for Jharkhand. The strong rooms are only opening now. Another 10 minutes. That's why it is 000 in Jharkhand. Wherever the numbers are coming in, the calls are coming in. You can hear the calls buzzing, ringing at the Maharashtra hub where Avantika is at the live result hub. This is live result hub verified numbers, ladies and gentlemen. They are right. And that's why trust these numbers. 44 leads to the NDA, 18 to the INDA Alliance, 3 others. Let's go across to Yesha Kotak joining us from a very, very important point where there is a poster What does that poster say, Yesha?
Anand, I'll take you right through what the poster in fact says. This is at Thane. This in fact is the place, Wagle Estate, in Kishan Nagar. This is in fact one of the places which is known to be stronghold of Eknath Shinde, particularly because Eknath Shinde has his roots from here. His first shakha is from here. In fact, when he was just a Karyakarta, one of his first houses is right here. So even on the day of Diwali, we had seen how Shrikant Shinde had visited this place. And before filing the nomination, Eknath Shinde had visited this very residence of his, taken blessings of people at Kishan Nagar Wagle Estate before he could file his nomination. And now we see right here, there's a poster which says Sahib Punha Mukhyamantri Honar, which clearly means that
He will be CM
Eknath Shinde will
again.
become the chief minister again. Anand, over yes. And Anand, over the last couple of days, we've seen how there has been a constant poster what it all started before the elections, where Devendra Fadnavis' poster was put up by Karyakarta saying he should be the chief ministerial face. On him, having asked him this question, he had laughed out. In fact, when Ravi Raja was joining BJP, when this question was asked to him, he said this should go uncensored. We'll answer this question later. When Amit Shah was asked this question, he said we'll discuss about this after the elections. In fact, even Ajit Pawar had said that the discussion, the answer to this will be after elections.
Yes.
However, we saw this poster for Ajit Pawar becoming chief minister at Pune and Baramati yesterday, and today it is Eknath Shinde's
Well,
poster
everybody is
Yes,
making their post. There are supporters who will come out and put these posters, and there is a certain level of posturing with these posters. But the fact is that it is the Sangathan which has to decide this based on where the numbers settle. If somebody is at a critical point where their 15 seats or 20 seats are going to influence the result and who's going to be in power, obviously they'll have the bargaining power. But if that is not the case, then the person with the highest strike rate or perhaps the single largest party will stake claim. We'll have to wait and watch. Right now, the BJP is the single largest party. Look at NCP Sharad Pawar and look at NCP Ajit Pawar. Look at the difference. 11 and
NCP
4.
Ajit Pawar is doing pretty well, not just in Western Maharashtra. Look at the Pune seats. In the Pimpri seat, we were talking about the SP candidate was leading earlier. Now, the NCP Ajit Pawar candidate is leading. In Hadapsar, which is again outskirts of Pune, the NCP Ajit Pawar candidate is leading. Even in a place like Vidarbha, which is not their sort of backyard, which is not their region, in a constituency called Tumsar, it's the NCP Ajit Pawar candidate who's leading. So Ajit Pawar has managed to wrest back whatever he lost. He had only one Lok Sabha MP out of 4 that they contested in Y. Lakshman Rao Jadhav Patil of the NCP Ajit Pawar is leading. Then you have, of course, Dilip Valse Patil, who is leading from Ambegaon. So even, Western Maharashtra, you would expect, but even in a place like Nanded, for example, one seat, Loha, it's the NCP Ajit Pawar candidate who's leading. In Nanded city itself, the Nanded South seat, the Congress candidate is leading. The Nanded city seat, the North seat, the Shiv Sena Shinde candidate is leading. BJP's got a lot of openings in Nanded.
Congress is now building up leads, gotten into double digits, 10 now. So where are they plotting?
Vidarbha is slowly opening up. You have one Congress lead in Sabner. You have 2 in the Gondia Bhandara and the neighboring constituency of Sakoli, which is Nana Patoli's constituency. So in Vidarbha, as it's slowly opening up, Vidarbha will report a little later than Western Maharashtra. You are seeing some pickups for the Congress, but right now it's going almost at a ratio of 2:1.
Yeah, or more than 2:1, 43-21 as of now.
Yes. Saying, interesting trend. The CNN News 18 tracker is showing that in Maratha dominant seats, out of these 44 seats of NDA, 22 are seats which are Maratha dominant. NDA is leading 15 of those.
Well, yeah, in fact, if you look at the Marathwada region, Nanded, Latur, Beed, that belt, it's the BJP that's doing well. You see much more saffron here than you see blue.
So vote transfer is happening.
Yeah, no, and two important blocks. 2 important blocks we talked about. So Maratha and Marathwada and Vidarbha.
So that's one point. That's one point. The second point I want to make it that in Dalit seats, again the NDA is leading 6
That's
to 2.
an important
Now if you combine these two, these were the 2 vote banks that the BJP lost 3 months ago.
They sank them. Yes, absolutely. So, and if the conversion is happening, that's good news initially for the BJP, I think, and for the NDA. That's an important marker. That's a very important marker. But look, let's keep our eyes focused on Vidarbha. That race is the one that holds the key. Marathwada, I think, is giving this initial lead to the BJP. It's giving the lead to, I suppose, the Shiv Sena also there. So that's where you're seeing these leads coming from. Vidarbha is absolutely a dark area, so to speak, right now. We don't know what's happening, and that could change.
Hardly about 5 or 6 seats that are reporting from Vidarbha, and there it's sort of evenly split.
Election-wise, I think Vidarbha elections, before the BJP manifesto was released, there was still a lot of anger against the BJP amongst the cotton and the soybean farmers, because obviously the MSP issue was very big. But once the BJP manifesto got released, when these promises were announced for both cotton farmers and soybean farmers, and don't forget, BJP is promised a full loan waiver in Maharashtra. This is a state, Maharashtra, where after I think many state elections, and correct me Sula if I'm wrong, BJP has promised a full loan waiver. BJP
Yes.
doesn't really do that.
They don't go in for that.
They don't go in for that. In fact, Congress has promised a loan waiver only till rupees 3 lakh. BJP has promised a comprehensive loan waiver. So I think this is a factor BJP feels will swing with her for it. And when the leads start coming,
Well,
we
if
may
you look at it,
reflect that.
fourth of the seats showing leads, out of which the NDA has won an overwhelming proportion. Now, if this continues, every quarter you build, and if this is the conversion rate, it's looking good right now. Initially, I don't know if it will hold for the rest of the state.
And BJP as a party has more than the India Alliance put together. That's again bragging rights.
The big problem with Ajit Pawar, even in the general election, had been that there was no vote conversion. There was actually a lot of resentment in the NDA bloc, the RSS also, about him, that he basically personified everything that the BJP had been fighting against in Maharashtra, and to co-opt him had been a very, very uneasy fit. This time around, I was told that every seat they had a coordination committee that they had set up. They said, we can't have what happened during the general elections happen anymore. Whatever votes are there for the NDA, as it is, Mahayuti as it is, it has to go to the candidate.
This time the RSS was there.
Yes.
And can I say
compared to the 4th of
Can I say some of that seems to be reflecting in two interesting trends. We've been talking about Vidarbha. Vidarbha at the moment is neck and neck between NDA and India. But Marathwada, the NDA is sweeping at the moment. If this trend holds, it's 16-6 at the Marathwada.
That's exactly what the map is showing.
That's the heart of the Maratha agitation.
The magic wall is showing the same thing. Look, if you look at it, Marathwada is going.
In fact, even NCP Ajit Pawar is doing well in Marathwada, which is sort of counterintuitive.
Actually,
if you
BJP
think
very tactically did not fight as many seats as it
in
used to in
Marathwada.
Marathwada. It gave away a lot of seats to Eknath Shinde and some to NCP Ajit Pawar.
Ajit Pawar. So kept the fight regional
Yes.
there. Yes.
Almost half the seats are being contested by Ajit Pawar and Eknath Shinde in Marathwada.
So they were very tactical about it. They said, if
Rohit,
there's
what-
anger against us,
what
but
do
not
you
against
make of
our
that? I
allies,
mean,
let's
even
get those
in
seats.
Jalna,
Eknath Shinde
you have the
Maratha
Shinde Sena
Maratha.
candidate who's leading.
Eknath Shinde being a
That's
Maratha
right. It's
is a-
clearly, Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar's credit. I did not think Ajit Pawar would do so well. I mean, he's gone into double figures already in the initial trends. General impression was that there would be a sympathy factor for Sharad Pawar and the Maratha vote would go against NDA. But that seems to have not worked. That theory has not really worked.
Or is it the state versus center funda? Lok Sabha election, Supriya Sule will get the numbers. State election,
that's exactly
Loka,
what I was-
it is Ajit Pawar and
So, Anand,
Ajit
that's
Dada.
exactly what I felt on
I
the ground.
think-
I mean, Ajit Pawar was going booth to booth, and Supriya Sule and Sharad Pawar, after they cast their vote by 9 o'clock, they drove away to Pune. These were the optics which strike people. It seemed like they've given up the fight. I saw that kind of resignation in them. Whereas Ajit Pawar was on foot and he cast his vote bang at 7 a.m. when it opens. And then he went on to every booth in Baramati.
But if Ajit Pawar does well, I don't know how comfortable NDA will be at the end of the day, because if Ajit Pawar gets a lot of numbers, then
No,
maybe
there is no
But
comfort and discomfort. I think
I don't think-
Look, if you get
I
to
think
form
the-
the government, you can take a lot of indignities in your
No,
stride.
and not just that.
And Ajit Pawar wins a lot.
And not just that. In this case, all three of them have shown to be very strong leaders and powerful administrators. In fact, the Mahayuti can say that three people who are good administrators or who have been able to show they can work with the Sangathan or with their respective Sangathans, and they can also organize themselves. Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Dada Pawar. So if they have worked the last 18 months, there's no reason why they won't. It's just that the overall numbers, if it settles at 170, then Ajit Pawar will not be playing truant, and there is no thing about he will leave and go and the whole Sarkar will fall. Eknath Shinde plus BJP can be 150 and they'll be comfortable.
Anand,
Exactly.
for the last few
But that
years,
is
what
with the
we have
assurance
seen
that
is-
Eknath Shinde will not have second thoughts.
Anand, for the last few years, what we have seen in Maharashtra with all these scamming and policemen being put in jail and arrests and all sorts of raids and things, is that the cost of losing power is extremely high in that state. So it's not like the old collegial state that even if you're out of power, your work gets done and hey, hail fellow, well met. We are meeting at the assembly, very nice.
No,
all
and
of
this will
that.
be a
The
continuance
cost
of
of
the
losing
current
power is very
administration.
high. Nobody is going to damage. kind of.
50 for the NDA. 50 leads for the NDA out of 80. 50 leads, 5 out of 8 seats right now is being won by the NDA out of the leads early on. And it's about 8:45 on the clock, 45 minutes since some of the counting centers opened, or let's say half an hour since the counting centers started releasing the numbers and early leads. It's 50 leads for the NDA. And more than half of those leads are being contributed by the BJP. 26 leads, 9 for the Shinde Shiv Sena, 3 more than the Shiv Sena UBT, 13 leads for Ajit Pawar's NCP. That is about 6 more than Sharad Pawar's NCP. Zaka, this is significant.
Yeah, Nagpur
More-
also, there are 2 seats now reporting. Nagpur North, the Congress candidate there, Dr. Nitin Raut is leading. Nagpur Central, Praveen Datke of the BJP is leading. But I think the big picture, at least 45 minutes in, is that in Marathwada, where the BJP was expected to do badly because of the Maratha agitation, they're doing extremely well. It's not just the BJP, it's in fact even Ajit Pawar's party, which is doing extremely well in places like Beed, Latur, etc. Let's try and see how this progresses as we progress through the day. Early days yet, but it seems like out of the 80 odd seats that are reporting, the NDA is significantly ahead.
Konkan and Vidarbh still not plotting too much.
Konkan, just a few seats. Let's just look at the seats. Ratnagiri, you have the Shinde Sena candidate there leading. Aditi Tatkare is leading in her seat in Srivardhan. She's, of course, NCP Ajit Pawar. In Alibag, the Shinde Sena candidate is leading. So 3-4 seats reporting in the Konkan belt, not too much.
And if you
Even
just
in
begin
Mumbai,
to look at this map, you can see the central swath, which is, Marathwada, little bit of Western Maharashtra now beginning to show a lot more saffron. We haven't got much coming in from Vidarbh actually, but this central belt, and if you even go up to the north, you'll see.
Yeah, that's exactly what's there on the wall. The other thing is that Eknath Shinde has touched double figures. So 10 seats also for Eknath Shinde. Rohit, that's also significant.
To add to that, Rahul
Okay,
was asking a
first
question
lead
earlier
from
about ministers.
Jharkhand. Just quickly, first lead coming in from Jharkhand. हमने कहा था 10 मिनट में आएगा, 10 मिनट में आया, and it is Champai Soren. Champai Soren is the key race alert. Champai Soren is now leading from Saraikela. Champai Soren, the former chief minister of Jharkhand, who then quit camps, quit the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, joined the BJP, and Champai Soren is the first lead that's coming in, and that's in favor of the NDA. Will this trend hold? It's early days. 81 seats, much only 1 lead that's plotting in Jharkhand. We'll get to Jharkhand the moment we have about 6-7 leads on Jharkhand. Keep an eye on this column, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jharkhand to our viewers. This is the Mahayuti versus Mahagadi. So this is where you have the Mahagadi, the entire India alliance, and this is where you have the Mahayuti, that is the NDA. Avantika joining us with more details from the live result hub. 52 leads for the NDA now, out of 84 leads projected. Yes, Avantika.
Yeah, Anand, the first lead coming in, Champai Soren leading. Brijesh ji is here. Brijesh ji. All right, so I'll just go to him because we have another channel who is speaking. But the first one from Champai Soren, interesting one coming in. And, we're just now waiting. So we'll be getting all those names from Maharashtra. And now the action is shifted to Jharkhand. Champai Soren leading. That's the first one that we've got.
जी पहला रुझान आया सरायकेला से जहां पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री चंपई सोरेन आगे चल रहे हैं। इस बार वो बीजेपी के टिकट पर चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं। इससे पहले इसी सीट पर ये उनकी परंपरागत सीट रही है। इससे पहले वो जेएमएम के सीट पर जेएमएम के टिकट पर लड़ते रहे।
अवंतिका 3 लीड आ गए हैं झारखंड से, बाकी तो भी पूछ लीजिए।
जी एक लातेहार से आया है। वहां पर जो शिक्षा मंत्री हैं जेएमएम के टिकट पर बैद्यनाथ राम लड़ रहे हैं, लेकिन वो पीछे चल रहे हैं। बीजेपी के जो उम्मीदवार है प्रकाश राम लातेहार से आगे चल रहे हैं। ये एससी के लिए रिजर्व सीट है। और एक और तीसरा रुझान आया मनिका से, वहां भी बीजेपी आगे चल रही है, कांग्रेस वहां पर पीछे है। जी ये 3 रुझान फिलहाल आया।
So 3 leads there coming in, and Champai Soren leading. That's an interesting one. Someone who just made a switch to the
former
BJP
chief minister
recently.
is now leading after switching camps. The former minister in the Hemant Soren government is actually trailing to the BJP candidate. And a third one again, where in Latehar, where you have the BJP leading and trouncing the Congress candidate
there are quite
there.
a few seats that are going away from the Congress. I'm seeing this list, and maybe you can just sort of give us more granular data, Nalin, because I'm seeing a bit of a transfer here, seat transfers away from the Congress to the
You're talking Maharashtra. Yeah, Maharashtra. So back to Maharashtra.
Maharashtra, yes.
So at the moment, I want to add to this to something else you were asking Rahul earlier.
Yeah.
How many? One indicator of incumbency or anti-incumbency is ministers, right?
Yeah.
At the moment, we have trends for 11 ministers. All of them are leading.
So that's
At this point in time.
So all 11 ministers, sitting ministers in the Maharashtra government of the Mahayuti, they are
The
leading.
11 that we
That's
have
what
friends for.
Nalin is saying. And interesting, more numbers being plotted. 51 leads for the NDA, 89 now being plotted. Yes.
All right. So again, the big story, the big picture seems to be that the BJP, of course, is the one party that's present everywhere in all regions of Maharashtra. They have a lead in Vidarbha. They're filling up the map in Marathwada in places like Nanded, Latur, etc. Konkan, we're not getting as much, but there it's either Saffron or it's Shinde Sena or one candidate, Aditi Ratkare of the NCP, Ajit Pawar is leading there. Mumbai seats, about a dozen odd seats are reporting. Again, the BJP doing very well there. The BJP has, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leads out of the seats that are reporting so far. Shinde Sena opening its account in the outskirts in Thane as well as the neighboring constituency. But the big picture seems to be that the NDA is running away with it. 90 seats reporting, 53 to the NDA, 34 to the India Alliance.
Interesting in these head-to-head fights also. Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde versus Shiv Sena, UBT, NCP, Ajit Pawar versus NCP, Sharad Pawar.
All right. Shiv Sena, Shinde versus Shiv Sena, UBT, 5-4. So it's really neck and neck as far as the two Senas are concerned. Just quickly run through the NCP, Ajit Pawar versus NCP, Sharad Pawar. There, it's NDA 11, India 6. So clearly, in the battle of the Pawars, at least as of now, 45 minutes in, 50 minutes in, Ajit Pawar seems to be racing ahead.
So switcheroos is what we should be focusing on. Let's try to look at the...
So on the switcheroos, Congress, out of the seats that Congress was leading in assembly segments 3 months ago in the Lok Sabha election, trends are in for 17. NDA is leading in 8 of them, in the India Alliance at 8. So it's neck and neck. So
It's
which
neck
means
and
that 50% of the seats that the Congress was winning
is
we had won a few months ago. It's kind of
they're
losing this time. As of this moment.
Yeah, as of this moment.
Yeah, Eknath Shinde is leading from Kopri Panchpakadi. He's up against Kedar Dige. Eknath Shinde says that it was Anand Dige who actually brought him into the party and a mere auto rickshaw driver. And from there, he became an active Shiv Sainik and started working for the Shiv Sena. And if you go back from a place of ignominy, no respect being given, no due being given, to a place where today, from who is Eknath Shinde to saying, is it going to be Eknath Shinde again? That's the transition that's happened for this leader.
I have a point to add, gentlemen, that
yes,
isn't it?
It is 94 leads, 56 to the NDA, 28 to the BJP, India Alliance 34, with the Congress also now in double digits, 13 leads for the Congress, 11 leads for the NCP, Sharad Pawar, Shiv Sena, UBT, the weakest link right now in
that number of 56 of NDA and 28 of BJP. There are two big trends in that. One is that out of the seats that the Congress was winning 3 months ago, BJP is winning 50% of them. But the seats that BJP was leading in 3 months ago, the NDA is sweeping those seats.
That's
sweeping those seats. So they've only consolidated their leads and they're also pinching seats away from the Congress. Yes, Avantika.
I just want to quickly go to Brijesh Ji because this is very important, Anand. And before anyone comes in, Brijesh Ji has some very important information just to talk about Jharkhand and the importance of the BJP taking that initial lead in those 3 seats. Brijesh Ji.
Avantika, it's very, very important because if you look at our screen, there is lead available for 3 seats in Jharkhand, and this is the same which is already reflected in our software. So it's basically authentic representation of the data. But the first and foremost, the important thing is from Kolhan region, because if you look at the Saraikela seat, from Saraikela, Champai Soren is leading in the first round, and Champai Soren is a veteran of ZMM. Recently shifted to BJP. Now he is a BJP leader from the Kolhan region. Last time, during the last assembly election, BJP was unable to get a single seat from the Kolhan region. For the first time, if you look at this, the first trend is coming. It's in the favor of BJP. Champai Soren, obviously, he has shifted his vote from JMM to BJP. That's very important testing. We have to see that is Champai effect is going to turn more and more seats towards the BJP. Exactly. Then it will be very, very positive development for BJP.
Yeah. Back to the studio, Anand.
Just populating some of the northern Maharashtra seats. Again, this is where the BJP really needs to run up the numbers, and it is. In Shirpur, the BJP candidate there is leading. In Chalisgaon, again, the BJP candidate is leading. Again, I go back to what happened 3 months ago, this whole onion crisis, Lasangao, etc., where the BJP lost big. This time, the BJP seems to be making a comeback. Again, in the Marathwada belt, whether it is in Beed, Latur, Nanded, particularly in Nanded district, they have been running up the leads. In Bhokar, for example, Ashok Chavan's daughter is leading in Bhokar. You have the seat of Deglur, where again a BJP candidate is leading. In Mukhed, the BJP candidate is leading. So BJP running up the numbers here in Marathwada, where it was not expected. Now Vidarbha, some more seats are reporting. Dhamangaon Railway, BJP candidate leading. Yavatmal, the BJP candidate leading. In Karanja, again BJP candidate leading. So Vidarbha is now slowly beginning to report. We have more information from Katol, where again the BJP candidate is leading. In the seat of Umred, again the BJP candidate is leading. So Vidarbha is now slowly beginning to report numbers, and you're seeing the NDA number going up. So it's running at 2:1, 64 to the NDA and 32 to the India Alliance.
If I may add to what the point Zaka is making about Vidarbha, we mapped about 31 seats on which had farmer distress. NDA is leading in 18 of those at the moment.
18.
And that number is telling, and that's why you're seeing that lead open up in
Yeah,
Vidarbha.
so clearly, the whether it's the soybean issue or the cotton issue, BJP seems to have made amends from 3 months ago, and that's why you're seeing a lot more orange here in the Vidarbha belt. Of course, Vidarbha is a must-win, both for the BJP and for the Congress. There are 36 direct fights. Let's take a look at also the direct fights between Congress and BJP across the state. 75 direct fights. Right now, it's 13 to the BJP, 8 to the Congress.
Things opening up. Actually, that's the 6th of,
4-2 in Jharkhand also.
almost.
Jharkhand is also
Yes.
opening up 6
Yeah.
leads. NDA 68 overall, running away 107 out of 288 leads that are being plotted. BJP has 33 leads. Shiv Sena in the Mahayuti has 16 leads. NCP, Ajit Pawar has 17 leads. Now, even in the legacy fights early on, the head-to-head fights, BJP versus Congress strike rates, if you want to see how they will turn out, and also the head-to-head fights between how much they are converting, the strike rates that they will yield, and that will obviously lead into the bragging rights. Clearly, the Shiv Sena and the NCP within the Mahayuti seem to be stealing a march early on. We're still not reporting half of the 288 numbers. When it comes to about 145 leads, we'll see. But clearly, the NDA inching faster towards the 100 mark, and they've opened up that gap. Rohit Chandavarkar, what does this imply? Could this directionally show perhaps a runaway win for the NDA?
It looks like the NDA is doing much better than the Mahavikas Aghadi. That is very clear. And like we said some time back, about an hour back, this is what they expected, and this is what they saw on the ground when voting ended on the polling day. And usually, Anand, we know that the politicians, they're very active on the ground, and their karyakartas, their activists are there in every pocket all over the state. And they are usually aware of what has happened. What's inside the ballot box is known much better by politicians than any other pollsters or any other people. And we could see that in their body language last 2 days. We could see, like we said on the polling day, end of that day, Eknath Shinde's confidence and what his team was telling us. So it looks like, I don't know what number they're going to reach finally, but it looks like they were quite confident and sure about
you look at
what
it,
is happening.
Rohit, the head-to-head fights between the two Senas, we have 13 seats that are reporting. There are 51 direct fights between Shiv Sena, Shinde faction and Shiv Sena UBT faction. Out of the 13 seats, Shinde Sena is leading in 10 and Uddhav Sena only in 3. So I think that gives you a story. Let's also look at the straight fights between the two NCPs. There again, Ajit Pawar is certainly doing better than what he was doing in the Lok Sabha election. There again, it's Ajit Pawar leading in 12 and Sharad Pawar leading only in 6 out of the 38. 20 are reporting out of 38, of which Ajit Pawar is almost twice the leads than Sharad Pawar's party. So both the legacies as they were, 1 hour into counting, it seems like Shinde Sena is definitely having the upper hand in the straight fights with UBT Sena, and also in the fight between the two Pawars, Ajit Pawar is doing much better than Sharad Pawar.
Is there a way to...
The early leads, I think the early leads are in a way similar to the BJP's assessment as well as the exit polls, that the Shiv Sena UBT is collapsing. So far, you can see just 6 leads from Shiv Sena UBT, a party that's contesting over 85 seats, and the BJP Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde dominating the the NDA camp. Also, even NCP is doing well, but I think this matches with the BJP assessment that BJP
in fact, Sena, Uddhav Thackeray is leading only in 1 seat in Mumbai. Can you imagine? Wow. 1 seat out of 36, they're leading only in 1 seat in Mumbai.
And they are at the expense of the BJP. It's the BJP which is surprisingly doing well in Mumbai and Thane, and that is the reason I think Shiv Sena UBT is collapsing.
So at the party level, you are seeing the factions that broke away, which are kind of which are ahead.
Doing better,
At the social matrix level, the three social groups that moved away from BJP. Marathas, Dalits. In the Maratha regions, BJP is winning very clearly at the moment, at this point. In the Dalit seats, it's neck and neck, but with NDA slightly ahead of Dhaka, we can bring them up on the magic wall. And in the Kunbi seats, OBC factor, NDA is well ahead. So which was the part of the BJP matrix this time, right? To build an OBC coalition around
Rahul Gandhi's whole, the caste survey, the
Yes,
Maratha
exactly
reservation,
what I was
none
going
of
to
none
say.
of that. If you go by these figures, seem to have worked. I mean, Marathwada, I began by saying Manoj Jarange Patil, I don't think at the assembly level is going to be a potent factor. You know, so we were talking about this, Anand. Congress is called a dynastic party, but the fight for legacy was actually between the NCP and the Shiv Sena. But for Congress, it was very important to do well because सबसे ज़्यादा आवाज़ तो उन्होंने उठाया, मतलब शोर उन्होंने मचाया कि हमारा CM होना चाहिए. Like till yesterday, Nana Patole had to be told by Rahul Gandhi that calm down. You know, we are going to take a call on becoming the CM if we get the numbers, and we'll take a call over here. And let's be like a good alliance. Let's show that alliance ka maryada.
It's like
Is it a bit
if you
more
go
like
back to
Haryana
your
But Anand, the
Haryana
question
also
of
they
the
were saying
caste
Chief Minister
census
Pehle
now
say and all
comes
this,
into the
repeat of
fore.
that.
You know,
He
is it now
wanted,
dead in
Nana
the
Patole
water?
wanted him to be
Is it going to be
projected
raised
as
again
the-
in another, like Bihar elections next year? Is it going to be raised? Because Bihar elections, it won't be a factor. That state has already done a caste census for whatever it's worth. So is this question now over?
Along with the other, the fact is this was an election where the Congress could perhaps have consolidated what it had, its performance in Lok Sabha 2024, where the Congress perhaps had the best strike rate and the best performance. A number 3 party in the Mahavikas Aghadi, which was relegated to the backbenches with 2019. It was a swing of fortunes, and that was a spontaneous reaction that came from Ritesh Deshmukh, saying finally the Congress is back, it's not done. After the 2019 results in Maharashtra, 2024 results in Maharashtra, Lok Sabha 2024, he campaigned actively, he came out to the fore and campaigned for it, thinking the Congress's resurgence is happening. Here, the Congress resurgence is not happening, and that itself is a testament that despite having strong regional leadership and also national leadership, you've not been able to capitalize on your Lok Sabha advantage, what the Congress
in
claimed.
Vidarbha, which is of course the biggest region, it is running away for the NDA. 17 leads to the NDA, a bulk of it with the BJP. The BJP is leading in 13, NCP Ajit Pawar in 2, RYSP in 1, Shinde Sena in 1. And if you look at the breakup for the India Alliance, leading only in 9 out of 62. The Congress is leading in 7, the Sena UBT only in 2. So in Vidarbha, which is the most critical region, the NDA is 17, the India Alliance only 9 seats.
Now, this performance of the Congress party, how would you then analyze? Would you not agree if you were to plot the Lok Sabha numbers and the Congress, how it was performing then, the number of the advantage that it had compared to its performance now? If you look at the leads, 131, 288, 15 leads for the Congress party. You expect them to do better, especially because in 75 seats they're going head to head with the BJP.
Seats, 32 are reporting the NDA has a huge lead, 21 to the BJP, only 9 to the Congress. In those 75 seats, which are head to head, 36 of them are in Vidarbha. It's a big lead for the BJP, 21 to the BJP, only 9 seats to the Congress.
So 89 leads for the NDA out of 132. Look at that strike rate. And if they continue to maintain this strike rate across the 288 seats as the leads start coming in and start consolidating, will that be significant? Bengal, update coming through. Wayanad bypoll, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra taking a huge lead. Bengal bypolls, the Trinamool Congress leading in all the 6 seats. Many say it's fait accompli. UP, BJP leading 6 of the 9 seats. As the exit pollsters had predicted, it was going to be a 6-3 or a 7-2 performance, and it seems to be directionally maintaining those trends. But compared to, and the larger trends in Jharkhand is 7-2 out of 9 leads out of 81. NDA is leading in 7 of those. Do you want to quickly look at Jharkhand and what the story in Jharkhand so far is, where the BJP is making gains?
The BJP is winning across. It's winning in eastern Jharkhand. Hemant Soren, we mentioned, that was the first lead from Saraikala. He's leading there. In Nirsa, the BJP candidate is leading. In Bari, which is in northern Jharkhand, where the BJP has always had a problem, the tribal belt, the BJP candidate there leading. In Latehar, which is again tribal belt, it's a reserve constituency. There, you have the BJP candidate leading. So BJP doing better in the tribal belt than what they've done historically, certainly more than what they've done in the last election. 2 leads to the JMM in Kunti. Ram Surya Munda of the JMM is leading. And in the neighboring constituency in Torpa, also the JMM candidate there is leading. So it's 7-2 in Jharkhand.
Well, but Jharkhand is still early days. We have to say it could be just the postal ballots being counted because a lot of the counting centers opened only at around 8:30, 8:40, and we started reporting the first numbers only around 8:45 a.m. from Jharkhand. Although Maharashtra started sending in the leads by about 8:25 this morning, ladies and gentlemen. So there is a difference there to our viewers. Let's go straight across. Let's go straight across to Avantika joining us with more. Yes, Avantika.
Yes, Anand. Yeah, 7-2. That's what it's looking here in Jharkhand. There, BJP is leading in Dharmad, in Palamu, from Paki. But let me just take a look at the numbers here. Just tell us the leads which have come in right now.
हाँ, एनडीए या 8 सीटों पे आ गए, इंडिया 2 सीटों पे आ गए, जो अभी आया है। झरिया सीट है, वहाँ रागिनी सिंह आगे है, वो बीजेपी की हैं। पांकी से कुशवाहा शशिभूषण मेहता, वो भी बीजेपी के आगे हैं। डाल्टनगंज से आलोक चौरसिया, वो बीजेपी के आगे हैं। निरसा सीट से अपर्णा सेन गुप्ता, बीजेपी, वो भी आगे हैं। बरही से मनोज यादव, बीजेपी, वो भी आगे हैं। और खूंटी और तोरपा, ये 2 सीटें हैं जहां जेएमएम आगे है। तोरपा से
बीजेपी की काफी लीड हो गई है।
जी
निश्चित है, मगर फिर भी अभी
हाँ
की लीड चल रही है।
जी, एक और अभी आ गया रुझान, सिमडेगा, वहां भी बीजेपी आ गई है। ये जबकि कांग्रेस की सीट रही है, लेकिन इस बार देख रही है बीजेपी अभी आगे चल रही है फिलहाल, जो आगे अभी आया हमारे पास। और एक सरायकेला चंपई सोरेन अभी भी अपनी लीड बनाए हुए हैं। लातेहार से प्रकाश राम आ गए हैं। वहां से शिक्षा मंत्री जो है जेएमएम के बैजनाथ राम लड़ रहे हैं, वो पीछे चल रहे हैं लातेहार से। मनिका से भी बीजेपी आगे है। मतलब 9 सीट पे अभी आगे है बीजेपी, और सिर्फ 2 सीट है जहां जेएमएम आगे है।
जी, all right, so that's the update, Anand. And Champai Soren still holding on to his lead.
Champai Soren still holding on to his lead, nearing up 100 leads for the NDA. 99 leads for the NDA. Palakkad bypoll early trend, giving the BJP a slender lead, even as Priyanka Vadra takes a runaway lead in Wayanad. So those bypolls important. There are 48 bypolls across the country that are also taking place, even as the counting is underway for Maharashtra and Jharkhand. We'll get you those updates. 9 in Uttar Pradesh, 6 in Bengal, where Trinamool Congress is leading in all the 6. Priyanka Vadra taking a big lead in the Wayanad bypoll. BJP has a slender lead in Palakkad. UP bypolls, BJP leading 6 out of 9. This will again give bragging rights to Yogi Adityanath. Chetan Bhagat, Rashid Kidwai with us. So these 6 or these 9 bypolls in UP are also important.
Above 100.
Okay, 101. NDA 101 leads. Where are bulk of the leads coming in
suddenly
Jharkhand?
now
Then we
again
go
you're
across.
getting in northern Maharashtra, in Dhule, for example, and Devendra Fadnavis cites Dhule. Both in Dhule city and Dhule rural, the BJP candidates are leading. The Shinde Sena candidates are leading in Malegaon. Both the inner seat and the outer seat, both the seats, the Shinde candidates are leading. So clearly, this whole Ek hai to safe hai and Hindus vote is united. This was a point that Devendra Fadnavis made. He used the example of Dhule, and it's now coming to bear itself in Malegaon, where he said the one assembly seat sort of overtook 4 other assembly constituencies. Now, BJP is leading in all the seats in Dhule, and the Shinde Sena candidates are leading in both the Malegaon.
So very quickly, some more updates coming through. I don't know if we've actually touched upon these. UP bypoll.
Yeah, 6 out of 9.
6 out of 9.
It's on the screen.
Yeah,
it's on the screen.
And of course, Uttarakhand. Kedarnath, BJP leading. So that's an important
BJP is
one.
leading.
That's
UP 6 out of 9. Chetan Bhagat, Rashid Kidwai, welcome. Good to have you in the studios.
Well, yeah.
Your thoughts?
I mean, should we go home?
no, it's too early.
It's too early.
It's too early, man.
You think it's too early?
It's
I think
very
it's going to be the biggest sweep today. Very big election. Some parties' existential crisis. We don't know if we need some of these parties after this. Really.
If you look at the bottom grid, Chetan, Shiv Sena, it's Mahayuti and Mahavikas Aghadi. Let's talk about Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde and Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray. 26 and 6 in the leads. These parties, those strike rates, will this now permanently decide who's got the legacy? Same case with Ajit Pawar, NCP 24 and vis-a-vis Sharad Pawar, NCP 11. Or will there be a difference there because this local election, this was a local election and that's Supriya Sule center?
I mean, it's very simple. I mean, you don't need 2 Shiv Senas. There can only be one. And if both are saying we are the real one, the people have decided. Now, you can discuss till kingdom come whether it's a good decision or bad decision. Are the people thinking right or not thinking right? That's for us experts to waste our time on. But the people have decided that this is the one they're going with, and so we don't need the other one. Do we need the other one? What are they?
I mean, just on that point, that's an important point he's made. What was said about Shinde? Money power broke with money power. He bought these people. That debate will be settled tonight.
Sena UBT is leading just in 5 seats.
Exactly.
Can you
that money
now
factor?
4.
The money factor will go out of the window. Then it'll be about allegiance, and who, of course, is more credible out of the two, and that's the result.
Exactly,
So we have
50% of the leads, Rashidji, just bringing your attention to the numbers, 144 out of 288. BJP has touched the 50 number. BJP is leading in 50 seats on its own. The INDI alliance is 35 seats. So the BJP is 15 seats as a party itself, more than
So
the
if it has to
INDI
get
alliance in
95,
terms of leads right
if it
now.
has to get 95, that means out of 288, I'm just saying, it has to have 32% conversion rate, which is where it is right now. If you look at the total number of seats, 146, it's on 51. That means it's overperforming. It's outperforming even the 32% number.
And the NDA conversion, 105 out of 146 already. Rashid Kitwa.
So I think, Anand, nothing has worked for the FVA. In this case, they failed to build a narrative. If there was a narrative, oh, katenge, batenge, ek hai, so safe hai, that has obviously seems to have worked very well.
नहीं सर बटेंगे कटेंगे सर कटेंगे बटेंगे नहीं है
Yeah.
बहुत फर्क होता है
कटेंगे बटेंगे तो उल्टी
there's a difference there.
So I think the BJP or Mahayuti were able to build a very powerful narrative, and there was no counter narrative. I think MVA kept harping on this thing that what happened in Lok Sabha, it will reflect in Assembly, etc. And a lot of it is about poll strategy also. And the poll strategist, Sunil Kanugolu, was there for, there were a lot of complaints, remember, during Haryana, but Congress take no note of it. And the same thing happened. So it's also partly wrong selection of candidates, talking points, etc.
Sir, I'll be very honest with you. The subaltern, it's the time of the subaltern. Whichever way you look at it, this is a renunciation of elite politics. Okay, and it's global. This phenomena is global. And you're going to see this develop even in our country over a period of time.
You just want to read through the bypolls, Rahul. That's the update. Karnataka, NDA leading 2 out of 3 seats. That's
a big one.
And Uttarakhand, early trend gives BJP the lead. You mentioned Kedarnath. Uttar Pradesh, 6 out of 9 is with the BJP. Trinamool Congress. Palakkad, BJP leads 6 out of 9. Palakkad, the UDF has now snatched the lead from the BJP. Priyanka Vadra taking a huge lead, so she will be more or less sitting right next to her brother in the winter session of Parliament in Lok Sabha. Rahul Gandhi, the LOP there. Bengal, Trinamool Congress leading in all 6 by poll, where the BJP said that the Trinamool has used everything possible to ensure that they take
even
these
Priyanka's entry into Lok Sabha may for the Gandhi family might be a monumental thing, but on the back of the safest seat in India, presumably for the Congress party, will not give her bragging rights. This will only once again in the public's imagination cement the Congress with a particular vote bank. Rahul, the Congress is losing out there.
Rahul, that's your outlook.
No, it's not mine. It was actually even A.K. Antony said this. Even after the 2024
electoral politics now, his son has joined BJP. What I'm saying is, congressmen today, they are saying Priyanka Gandhi aayi hai, nayi roshni lai hai. What do you say to that mindset?
Sir,
well, Roshni is certainly not happening in Maharashtra. There doesn't seem to be much Roshni in Maharashtra.
On the Maharashtra number, there's some new data in the election commission. First data on vote shares and the numbers, and it tells us why the BJP is so ahead. BJP is at 21.3% vote share, early trends right now. The Shiv Sena is at 11.8%, and the NCP is at 23.2%. So between these 3 parties, the NDA alliance has got a vast majority.
Yeah.
The UBT, let me just check where the UBT numbers is. Shiv Sena UBT is at 10%.
10%. Okay. So that vote share of the Shiv Sena UBT, is it similar to the Eknath Shinde Sena or
no, that's 11?
That's 11.
So 11%. But we have to see, is the UBT getting core Shiv Senics?
That's right.
Or is it a vote transfer from the Congress NCP that's helping Shiv Sena UBT? And where is Eknath Shinde?
The UBT is doing very badly. The UBT is leading only in 4 seats. And like I said, only in 1 Mumbai seat. Can you imagine that the Shiv Sena, which was the party of Mumbai, it established itself in Mumbai, is leading only in 1 seat, which is the Vile Parle seat. Other than that, the 3 other seats where the Sena UBT is leading is outside of Mumbai. There's 1 seat in Vidarbha. This is the seat
and
of
actually, Zach, we don't even know the quality of the lead in that particular seat.
This could very well change. Could very well change. So I think so far, an hour and 15 minutes into counting, the biggest gainer seems to be the Shinde Sena and Ajit Pawar, and of course the BJP. And the biggest loser certainly seems to be the Sena UBT.
Also the Congress party. One may say that because Ajit Pawar is benefiting from the state and center perception within the Pawar family. But look at the Congress party and their performance. This is the rocket, and somebody who's rocketing up all the way, bang. It's the NDA inching fast towards the halfway number or magic number of 145.
How many rounds?
That's
how many
the
rounds?
numbers.
Because
we'll
we
get
need
a
to
check
get
on
into
how
those
many
details.
rounds. We're coming up to 9:15, so we
Yeah.
should be at least into the second or
Second
third round of
yeah.
counting. We'll get Avantika to
Because
get us
things
those
can
details.
change. We saw that with Haryana. We saw that with Haryana. We've seen that.
117 leads, but in this case, it looks like settling.
No, I mean, look, I'm
it
just being
seems
a
it is
safe
going to settle.
psychologist
There's
here
not
for the
going to be a
moment.
big
Analyst, call
upswing
me
or
what,
this
whatever.
way or the other. Avantika, how many rounds of counting? Let's go across to the live result hub. Yes, Avantika.
3 rounds in
3
Maharashtra
rounds, yeah.
and in Jharkhand. Brajeshji, how many rounds done? I think it's only the one round only. Ek bari. Brajeshji, how many rounds done? First round only, na? First round in Jharkhand, Anand.
Now, but quickly ask him on Jharkhand, 13 to the NDA. Is it going to buck the trend? Is this going to hold? Because that means that the BJP is wresting Jharkhand from JMM Congress.
Well, it certainly looks like, at least from now, it's the first round still, but we're seeing a massive lead for the BJP. Brajeshji, you were talking about Jharia and how important Jharia is. It was last time to the Congress, and you're seeing that change happening right now.
Jharia is very, very important. It is part of Dhanbad, and Jharia is known globally as the coal hub because most of the collieries these are located in Jharia. So last time this seat was with the Congress, and this time at least the initial trends, it's showing that BJP is leading there, and both contestants, they are from the same family, both are female, and basically they are Devrani and Jethani. So it's a very interesting contest there.
Okay, he's finding it interesting because of the Devrani Jethani contest. But interestingly, yes, the BJP is taking a massive lead in the first round, Anand. Champai Soren is still holding on to his lead. Hemant Soren is also leading right now.
Right, 13 and 8, interesting picture that's been put
We'll
out.
have to look at the tribal.
Hemant Soren, where the whole family is giving each other nice tail malish while he is playing with the dogs.
He was talking about Latehar. The northern Jharkhand is the tribal belt.
Area.
This is something that the BJP has always traditionally found hard to penetrate into. But I think the interesting thing is the gains. Out of the 13 leads, 4 of these seats were either with the Congress or the JMM in the last election, and 4 seats the JMM or the Congress have lost to the BJP. So I think that's the critical factor to keep
and
an
a
eye
pan
out for as
Jharkhand
well.
lead for the BJP, not just one particular region.
It's it's spread across. It's both in the western part as well as in the eastern part. The BJP is, like I said, leading in 13, 4 gains from the previous.
That's important. That's an important
21 leads of Jharkhand, 13 to the NDA. Is it 2-0 this time around? And if it is 2-0, if these trends hold, what does that imply? Rohit Chandravarkar and also Nalin Mehta. Then we'll take it across.
Well, the first thing I'd like to say is, there was some discussion about whether the MVA narrative worked or whether the MVA had a good enough narrative and all of that. I think this is more of NDA's victory, not really INDI Alliance's loss. And I attribute that victory mainly to, the recent schemes that they announced. Whoever thought of bringing this Ladli Bahan Yojana of Madhya Pradesh to Maharashtra, and my information is it was the BJP which thought of it. The credit seems to be going to Eknath Shinde as the chief minister because it is known as Mukhyamantri Ladki Bahin Yojana, and he aggressively, campaigned. Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar also, went around the state, held countless rallies saying, we are doing this for our sisters, we are doing this for you. And I think it can be attributed, this win can be attributed mainly to those schemes for women and farmers. Anand.
122 leads for the NDA out of 163, BJP 64. Before we take the conversation forward, quickly just want to see some interesting seats. Worli leads, Mangkhurd leads, are they plotting? Nawab Malik?
No, not yet. Let's go from south. Kolaba, Rahul Narvekar is leading. In Mumbai Devi, Amin Patel is leading. In
So Shahnaaz
Dharavi,
trailing there.
Yeah, in Dharavi, Dr. Gaikwad is leading. In Kalina, which is the only seat, like I said, in Mumbai, where the Sena UBT is leading. In the neighboring seat of Vile Parle, the BJP is leading. In Ghatkopar East, the BJP is leading. And in the outskirts, again, Goregaon, BJP leading. In Charkop, BJP leading. Even in Thane, as you would expect. In fact, even in Mumbra, which is Jitendra Awad's seat, there the Ajit Pawar NCP candidate is leading right now.
So there is a Sion and there is also Sionville, which is Worli. That is Sionville, SCION, Will. What is happening in Sayanville? I want
It's
to know.
not in plotting.
Oh, wow.
That's why Worli and Mankhurd, because of the Nawab Malik
Imagine
factor,
the
it's
suspense
interesting.
in Sayanville.
It's not plotting yet.
Amit Thackeray, you know, Raj Thackre's son, even Mahim.
Amit Thackeray,
Yeah, it's a
Mahim. Mahim is
three-way
also not
Sena
plotting
versus
yet.
Sena
Mahim
fight.
also not plotting yet.
At this point, so there is a elections are fought on both on party politics and micro level management, and you've already talked about that. But at the social level, at the social matrix level, there's a clear story emerging at this point. If you look at Maratha dominant seats, India is ahead 38-12. That's where they had lost support base 3 months ago. If you look at Kunbi dominated seats, OBCs, 13-3. And so they're sweeping those seats. Women dominated seats, seats where women voters are more, NDA is sweeping those seats. Seats where Dalits are more, NDA is sweeping those seats. And that is significant because of 3 months ago you had the narrative of Constitution Khatre mein hai. And that is exactly what the Dalit voters turned the BJP on.
Taking some credit for that.
Very interestingly,
if you have a vote percentage difference of 10% or so, that is bound to happen. It will cut across all segments. So there is no great, science in saying that, the OBCs are voting and Dalits are voting.
Can we also look
at
the
kind of micromanagement that was done to get this on side was big. Because they got into poll mode right after the results came out. And Kiran Rijiju, in fact, did more than 200 meetings.
Yeah, but he did them as a Buddhist.
Yeah, but among the Mahars, Mahar
So
community,
Buddhist
but
Dalits
also among the Matang community.
is where he took his.
Bhupendra Yadav did some, again, hundreds of meetings with these 55 Dalit subcastes, and spoke to each and every community to say that what is your issue? Clearly, reservations are not ending. So why don't you just take it out of your mind that this is something that is going to happen?
RSS has also been
they
able
actually
to bring
worked
out
quite
the
hard
RSS
in
point.
micromanaging this election.
To add to what Nistula is saying on micromanagement and the work that they did on the ground and the RSS point, there's a new data point I want to throw here. We've had the discourse of butting to cutting, then we've had ek hai to safe hai. Muslim dominated seats, NDA is sweeping at the moment.
That's right.
13-6.
So there's a complete polarization.
And that's polarization
really
and counter
That's the long and
polarization.
short of it, actually.
No, sir. I mean,
That is not the
now
long
you
and
see,
short.
now somebody is going to turn around and say, please have your coffee. Because the Muslim vote doesn't impact too much of Maharashtra, someone will say. But I believe that in setting the narrative, it has had a massive impact, an overwhelming impact. And perhaps you're right, sir.
Thackeray's seat in Mahim, it is the Sena UBT candidate who is leading there right now.
Oh, interesting.
Sena
Interesting.
UBT.
So Mahim has started plotting, and then that's where the rail engine and Amit Thackeray, the Thackeray legacy, Thackeray versus Thackeray. Will Raj Thackeray's son Amit Thackeray rest that seat? Will he get the support of the Mahayuti there? Will that happen? Because
So can we start?
because the MNS is contesting 70 seats. It is fighting, and a lot of them against the BJP also in Maharashtra. Yes, Jharkhand 15-8-1. So BJP and the NDA opening up lead even in Jharkhand. Yes,
So
back to
can we
Maharashtra.
make some 4 or 5, I'm not saying conclusions, but flag 4 or 5 things now, which we can perhaps look at. So the Mahars, it seems, are voting for the NDA right now because it appears that the welfareism, the schemes, etc., are beginning to kick in.
The first point that you
women
make,
vote,
let's just see if it's
The
reflecting
Dalit
on the
seats,
wall.
Out of,
Dalit seats,
out of the 20
This
seats
is a reversal.
that are reserved constituencies, 15 of them the NDA is leading. You want to break that and see which of those parties, 7 BJP, 5 to Ajit Pawar, and 4 to Shinde Sena out of the 20 seats.
That's a big number.
So
Now
first part is the Mahar. Second question.
Let's look at the OBC vote now.
OBC.
Many people said that was going to be fluid, but I believe that there might be a consolidation happening now behind the NDA even there. Can we have a look?
So
at
that's what
These are
Nalin
the
said specifically, the
OBC
Kundis, yeah,
seats. There are
OBCs.
58
And
of
the
them,
Madhav combination.
47 to the NDA, and only 10 to the India Alliance. These are OBC dominant seats.
So that fear factor is wearing off. Let's
BJP
look at-
18, Shinde Sena 18, NCP Ajit Pawar 10. So
let's look at these women-dominated seats because many people said that scheme, the targeted scheme, and remember, it's not just one woman in a household. There could be 2 or 3 women in a household that might be getting
Who
that
could be the
money.
beneficiaries,
And when you think about economics, these homes tend to, earn about 12,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees a month. And if 4,000 or 5,000 rupees are coming in, it's a massive. It's like a bumper.
So I think going back to what happened 3 months ago, and Rohit, you can weigh in on this. This whole triple M factor, Maratha, Mahar, and Muslim coming together, which is what dislodged the NDA in the Lok Sabha. That seems to have now reversed. At least there is evidence to show Marathas have come back to the NDA, and certainly a section of the Mahars have also come back to the NDA.
And the other point, straight fights, BJP versus Congress. I know that some people say that there are other fights, but you know, the main fights, the two engines of the two sides, last time it was 38-52.
Yeah, it's
against
34 and 10.
34-10.
46 seats that we have reports for. 46 direct fights, Congress, BJP. BJP leading in 34, Congress only in 10.
So we have half the number.
That's
that
about a
was
70%
reported.
strike rate?
Exactly. That's a 70% strike rate.
So if the BJP maintains a 70% strike rate, then the Congress is not the challenger.
Now imagine the national narrative, how it's going to be changing immediately, sir. National narrative. Congress once again proving not to have much of an impact against the BJP.
And Rahul, it's not just about the Congress party, it's the
Sir,
whole
India. मत मिलाइए, sir, ये तो बहुत गलत हो जाए.
No, why not? If it is a statement of fact, why would I?
No, so I have to ask you, is this a
Sir?
reflection? Is this a reflection on Rahul Gandhi?
Absolutely, in a way it is, and it's also a very poor reflection on the entire India Alliance. India Alliance will collapse because the defeat in Jharkhand, likely defeat in Jharkhand, in Maharashtra, Mamata Banerjee is already unhappy. She's pulled herself out. Aam Aadmi Party is nowhere in picture. So it becomes, you know.
Yeah, I think people have rejected a couple of factors. People have rejected an alliance of convenience. Someone
But
needs,
there's a convenience alliance
someone
on the other
needs to
side
explain what is Balasaheb Thackeray Shiv Sena doing with Congress and NCP together. Someone please explain this. People are asking this. Please explain what is this for? How will Balasaheb Thackeray have reacted wherever his God bless his soul?
Chetan, there are 51 seats where it's Sena versus Sena. We have 25 reporting. 20 are with the Shinde Sena.
Yeah, because that kind of makes sense. This is that original Shiv Sena. You know why? Not because of the symbol, but because the original Shiv Sena would ally with the BJP. I mean, where else would they ideologically ally?
He is a king without kingdom now.
So, and then the second thing, I've seen people give their sympathy once, but you're not entitled to it for life. Even the Congress in 1984 got 400 seats, it never got that many.
NDA breaches the magic number. NDA breaches the magic number. 145 in terms of leads, 184 leads, 145 with the NDA. That's the magic number. They've hit it among the leads and projections for the first time. 145, 144, halfway mark is 144. Majority number is 145. The NDA is already there. Yes, Chetan, please complete. Sorry.
Yeah, so, you know, there was a certain sense of betrayal that the party was snatched away from Uddhav. And I think in the Lok Sabha elections, there was some sympathy once. But sympathy is emotional and emotions are fleeting. They go away. And after that, if CM Shinde has proved himself, then he will get the vote.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal turnaround from 3 months ago, by the way.
The other thing is people love the slogan, people love the scheme. People love the Ek Hai Safe Hai, people love the Ladli Bahan Yojana. They just love it. I mean, if they do. And I think there was some anger in the Lok Sabha elections against the BJP, etc. It's been expressed now. It's like sometimes you have a fight at home, but people are still like, okay, but this is still our party. They are not doing everything right.
What's happening in the Swara Bhaskar, that particular seat where a husband is contesting? That's an interesting. I want to know. I want to see what Anu Shakti
Nagar is versus Sana Malik.
Yes.
So it is Nawab Malik's daughter, Sana Malik, against Fahad there, and there is going to be drama. Anu Shakti Nagar and Mankhurd both are not reporting at the moment. But even as the NDA gets to the halfway mark and beyond it in terms of leads, 147 already. It's beyond it, 147 out of 187. Let's go to the live result hub with an update on Jharkhand, where it's becoming neck and neck. 15-14 out of 32 leads. NDA and the INDA Alliance, 16-14 now. Yes, Avantika.
It is so close, Anand, in Jharkhand. I mean, we're seeing the numbers coming in from Maharashtra, 147, Mahayuti really taking the lead there. But in Jharkhand, it's neck and neck. Bataiye, Nilesh, who all are leading, trailing?
जी अभी जो बहुत टफ फाइट है, 17 सीटों पे एनडीए आगे है, 15 सीटों पे इंडिया आगे है। झारखंड विधानसभा के जो अध्यक्ष हैं वो पीछे चल रहे हैं। नाला विधानसभा से वो चुनाव लड़े रविंद्रनाथ महतो, उनके मुकाबले जो बीजेपी के हैं वो आगे चल रहे हैं। जमशेदपुर ईस्ट से जो रघुवर दास है, उनकी जो बहू लड़ रही है पूर्णिमा साहू बीजेपी की, वो अभी आगे चल रही है, जो ओडिशा के राज्यपाल है। जामताड़ा से मंत्री इरफान अंसारी वो कांग्रेस के, वो आगे हैं। रामगढ़ से सुनीता चौधरी आगे हैं। पांकी से देवेंद्र सिंह आगे हैं, चतरा से रश्मि प्रकाश आगे हैं, जो आरजेडी की एकमात्र सीट है। वो पिछली बार मंत्री सत्यानंद भोक्ता वहां से लड़े थे, इस बार उनकी बहू लड़ रही है, वो आगे चल रही है।
काफी क्लोज कॉन्टेस्ट है ब्रिजेश जी। It's 16-18 in Jharkhand. It's so close. I mean, NDA is right now leading just by 2, but then again the numbers are changing. Why do you think this is happening? Exit polls had predicted it to be a very close contest.
Yeah, it was expected too, because if you look at the caste and class combination of Jharkhand, JMM has a very strong base in the tribal areas, plus they have the minority voters. While the BJP tried this time to snatch as much tribal votes as possible, plus this whole polarization, if you remember the major coinage of the BJP in the Jharkhand Assembly elections, the question of Mati, Roti and Beti. So I think that is working at least in trends, because last time JMM was in a very good position. The BJP total tally was 25, but if you look at the current trends, out of 38, NDA is 18. So it's a very interesting contest, and it is on the expected lines.
Yes, and now it's 18 all right now.
18 all, so neck and neck fight in Jharkhand. We'll come back to the live result hub in a bit. Quickly telling you this update: Uttar Pradesh by polls. 7-2 in favor of the BJP. It's a BJP versus SP fight directly. Will this also mean the shift in the narrative that was set post Lok Sabha, that Yogi's position is weaker and that there is a change in fortunes? And Akhilesh Yadav said, Delhi deputy, dono aapke khilaf hai. That's what he said in Hindi, where he said that Delhi and the deputy CM are working against Yogi Adityanath. His stock is coming crashing down. He was the one who first said, batenge to katenge, ek hai to nek hai. And the PM then, improved it to say ek hai to safe hai. Yogi is campaigned actively in Haryana, he campaigned actively in Maharashtra, campaigned actively in Jharkhand, and in his own bastion, 9 seats. This could have shifted, changed the narrative. Rahul, with the panelists, what does this mean then for Yogi Adityanath, for UP narrative, etc.?
Very important. It's a very important comeback by Yogi Adityanath. A lot of people were asking from within the BJP questions of him. He's been given a free run in this particular election. He's also, of course, remember, the lead mascot for the BJP in other states. The BJP retaining some of its strengths in this key heartland state. Remember, Uttar Pradesh goes to polls in a year and a half. So this is not something that one should discount. And this is where the BJP, whoever gets Uttar Pradesh in today's day and age, wins, stays pretty much invincible, retains its core. I mean, I don't know. How do you look at it?
This bypoll has a larger implication for within the BJP than for the government headed by Yogi Adityanath. That government is safe with or without these numbers. That wasn't going to go away. Many of these seats were held by the SP. They have now shifted to the BJP. If these trends hold, that would mean a bit of a reversal from the general elections of 2024. If you remember, there was a national executive meet held in Lucknow where very strong emotions were expressed. First by Yogi Adityanath saying that, this is a difficult situation and atyant self-confidence, आत्मविश्वास में कभी गलतियां हो जाती हैं. That was like kind of a pinprick to some colleagues within. And some of his colleagues then stepped up and said that it is the organization which is important for the government. The government does not make the organization. So there was this kind of a push and pull happening. With these bypolls, there was a lot riding on Yogi Adityanath and his consolidation of his position after what we saw in the Lok Sabha elections.
Chetan Bhagat, quickly.
What Nistula is saying is also that it positions Mr. Yogi Adityanath once again as a contender, as a sort of post Narendra Modi era, a kind of prime ministerial aspirant, prime ministerial candidate. So this consolidates his position. Imagine third time if he wins, as Rahul was saying, in 2027. 3-time Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister will always be a very powerful person for a prime ministerial post.
Chetan Bhagat, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think Yogi never really went away. I mean, there were some talks right after the Lok Sabha election results, as people always try to play some power politics. But he's very much like the moment, like a few by-elections and people are like calling him PM candidate. I mean, that's his power, right? I mean, and it's just one MP seat equivalent, it's okay. It's not so
Let
relevant.
me tell you, if his star starts rising too quickly, too rapidly,
Yeah,
there'll
so
be
it's
other
a-
people in the BJP that will be not very happy. So, you know,
basically,
what
these
Nisrata said, that it's
this
internal.
has implications for the party rather than the
Yeah, it's a
government. is what
double-edged
I
sword.
would-
It's quite deja vu-ish because between the 2009 to 2014 timeline, it was a similar sentiment with PM Narendra Modi. With Narendra Modi, there were many within the BJP who didn't want his stock to go up because they were saying they'll be uncomfortable. And if 2027 success happens, three-time Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, obviously it was very important. So there are a lot of similarities in the way pulled out of nowhere, worked in the Sangathan, not for BJP, not for RSS, but I'm just saying there are people who will talk, and there are others who say that he's the BJP star campaigner. He's the poster boy of Hindutva right now, as far as the BJP is, and he's very hard on his line. He's steadfast on that line.
Who will have problems?
He's steadfast on that line.
And the Batenge Katenge came from him first.
Yeah.
Batenge Katenge came from him first.
Yeah,
which was-
batenge to katenge, and he said ek hai to nek hai. That's what his thing is. You saw what happened in the elections. This is what will happen if you allow your votes to splinter.
Record as a campaigner. I would still hold Prime Minister Modi as the only person in this country who has the power to shift more than 2% of the vote on the basis of his campaign.
But
many would also argue.
I would still go with
difference
that.
with Yogi is, see, Narendra Modi has there's brand Modi, right? Yogi is a more right-wing brand than Narendra Modi, right?
Correct.
Number one. Number two, while Narendra Modi still goes across the aisle and still gets voters across the aisle, Yogi is still more to the right wing. However, Yogi has the ability to galvanize the BJP cadre in a way that others can't. And that is his real utility.
And that's
so in Maharashtra, for example, he may not have an impact on the ground.
So
but he
I
galvanizes
have
the
a
cadre.
theory on this, and I wrote an article for Open. I said that about 6 or 4 months back, when Yogi Adityanath came out with this slogan, which was sort of very rancorous, as many people sort of described it then, I thought this was an attempt by the BJP to rally its BJP vote base through Yogi Adityanath, leaving the Prime Minister to do what he does.
I'm sorry spoiling the party here, but I don't think this contest is over yet. India Alliance has gone up to 46. NDA is at 146. A lot of seats now are reporting in Vidarbha. It's getting a little more closer. Sena UBT was leading only in 4. Now it's leading in 13. NCP Ajit Pawar is leading in 14. I think there's some ways to go, folks.
Oh yeah,
there's some ways to go.
I mean, I've been saying from the day one that a large number of BJP people who I spoke with overnight yesterday were telling me that 150 is the number they're looking at. This runaway 170, I don't know where it's coming from.
But there is a nearly 99 seat lead that has been opened up. There's a 99 seat that's been opened.
It did in
I'm
Haryana.
I'm not saying
it did in Haryana. Haryana went up to 70. I remember that.
Not saying that it can change, but it's your report. We are reporting nearly 200 seats. It's early
Gone up to
times.
48 now.
But slowly there is a catch up, and the numbers that are diminishing are of the Shiv Sena and the NCP there. That's where the toss-up's happening.
I'm not sure where that is, but I don't think this
But
contest
look at
is
the
over
BJP
yet.
number. That's at 80. And that will give the BJP a lot of heart. I don't know about the other two. Remember,
Because they're
everyone is
inching closer to
transferable
their
here.
target of about 95 seats.
Remember,
That's what-
everyone is transferable. So if
Yeah.
the BJP gets 95, it'll be the person around
The
which
interesting
the next
story is
government will
Jharkhand,
form.
where the India Alliance has taken a 4-seat lead now, 23 to 19, 24 to 19 now. They had gone up 2018, it was 2020, and now it is 24 to 19. So
Also,
Jharkhand is
the other
pretty interesting.
significant thing is, remember 10 minutes back when we checked in, it was -4 for the India Alliance. So right now, they are on track to winning all the seats that they won last time around. So they've net not got any losses. The NDA has added one
So
less
only
to the
Access
others.
My India, Zach, only Access My India had shown. In fact,
That-
they had
yeah.
shown a bigger
Bigger
53
win.
seats,
A bigger win,
53
yeah.
seats was the absolute number that Access My India projected for JMM Congress.
Yes, so that's,
and they said what is working for the NDA in Maharashtra will work for
That's
the
right.
JMM Congress
So
in Jharkhand.
200 seats reporting in Maharashtra, 147 to the NDA, that's above the halfway mark, 48 to the India Alliance. Some more seats reporting in Mumbai. Let's take a look. From the outskirts, you have in Bhayandar the NC candidate leading, of course in Ovala the Shinde candidate leading, in Kopri the Chief Minister is leading, in Thane Sanjay Kelkar of the BJP is leading. Now Mumbra, which is Jitendra Rawat's seat, he's leading there. In Airoli again the BJP candidate is leading. Let's look at some of the Mumbai city seats. I think we have one more Sena UBT lead that's coming through. I'm just trying to check which. I think this is Bandra East, if I'm not mistaken.
So this is the where they reside. Matushri is Bandra East. So if let's have a look. It'll plot in a bit. Mahim has not yet started reporting. Anushakti Nagar is not reporting yet. Amit Thackeray is trailing in Mahim. So Mahim is reporting. Amit Thackeray is trailing in Mahim. Anushakti Nagar, Mankhurd, interesting seats. Worli, Milind Devra versus Aditya Thackeray. That's not reporting yet. That's not reporting yet. But overall, 148. So this is 4 more than the halfway mark. Majority number is 145. The NDA right now in pole position with respect to the number of leads. 203 out of 288 are reporting already. 148 for the NDA, 82 leads for the BJP. Eknath Shinde's Dhanush Ban, the Shiv Sena, leading in 36. NCP Ajit Pawar leading in 28. Clearly far greater than the UBT and NCP Sharad Pawar in terms of leads. Congress leading in 21. INDI Alliance not yet at the 50 number, but slowly inching up. Is this going to change? Is this going to change, or will these leads hold? 150. NDA touches 150 out of 203 leads. So leads more consolidating. We should have at least 5 rounds of counting. We'll go across to Avantika to get a sense of Maharashtra. How many rounds of counting already in Maharashtra? 150 and 49. So clearly 3 times more than what the India Alliance has, the NDA holds in Maharashtra. Is it a runaway victory? Will Pradeep Gupta's outer liar number of 200 be within reach for the NDA? We'll have to wait and watch. These are still leads. Yes, Avantika, how many rounds?
153 rounds. 3 rounds have been complete, but in some places the first round has now finished. So there's still early leads. But some of the big names, बताइए प्रशांत जी, some of the big names. What about Milind Devra? What about Shaina NC? उनके बारे में कुछ अभी?
मिलिंद देवरा अभी पीछे है, शाइना एनसी पीछे है। मिलिंद देवरा आदित्य ठाकरे के साथ में उनके खिलाफ लड़ रहे हैं। वो आदित्य ठाकरे अभी डी पे है, दूसरे राउंड पे। शाइना एनसी का दूसरा राउंड चल रहा है, वहाँ शाइना एनसी भी पीछे है। वहां से जो कैंडिडेट है वो आगे चल रहे हैं। साथ में बाला साहब थोराट जो है वो पीछे चल रहा है संगमनेर से, जो पूर्व मंत्री भी है। उसके बाद में रोहित पवार आगे चल रहे हैं। इस तरह से अभी धीरे धीरे जो भी चेहरा है वो चेंज हो रहा है। हो सकता है महायुति और महाविकास आघाड़ी दोनों में जोरदार टक्कर हो सके।
बड़े-बड़े नाम है, एकनाथ शिंदे, देवेंद्र फडणवीस, all those names they
सब लोग आगे, सब ये देवेंद्र फडणवीस नागपुर पश्चिम से आगे है। उसके बाद में खासकर देखा जाए कोपरी पाचपाकड़ी से एकनाथ शिंदे आगे है, वो भी लीडिंग में है सब लोग वीआईपी।
एनी अपडेट ऑन मांगखुर्द एंड वर्ला, मांगखुर्द एंड अनुशक्ति नगर?
वीआईपी देखेंगे, रायगढ़ से भरत गोगावने आगे है। उसके बाद में स्नेहल जगताप आगे है, रोहित पाटिल आगे है, संजय काका पाटिल आगे है, गुंजन नवाटे आगे। ये सारे वीआईपी लिस्ट है। माहिम का अभी अपडेट नहीं आया है, अभी नहीं आया। अभी आएगा तो हम आपको बता देंगे।
Mahim, Mankhurd, Anushakti Nagar, not yet come.
Not yet.
Worli, Aditya Thackeray is leading in Worli. That's the update. Shaina NC trailing in Mumba Devi. Amin Patel is leading in Mumba Devi at the moment. Over in Jharkhand, it's 29-24. So the JMM Congress combined, the India Alliance opening up a 5-seat lead already with the NDA. 2 seats with the others. Is it going to be dead heat, or will the India Alliance open up a bigger lead? 55 out of the 81 seats are reporting in Jharkhand. 153 for the NDA in Maharashtra. 207 out of the 288 seats are reporting. The BJP inching in onto the 90 number. Will it breach 100? Will it get closer to its 2019 score? That's important, interesting. There is a huddle and a hustle going on here in the studio. Nistula Hebar, Nalin Mehta, what's the conversation going on?
So Nalin was asking me if Mahayuti manages to win and BJP manages to turn around what happened in June, who would you give the credit to? So I was just basically going through the hard graft that the BJP did organizationally. And, the biggest thing that was weighing on the party was the Samvidhan Khatre Mein Hai issue, not just in terms of electoral numbers, but in terms of also the Hindutva project. The Hindutva projects will stand on its own politically and electorally only if the marginalized and the subalterns are with them. And if this Samvidhan Khatre Mein Hai cleavage comes in between, then it's, over, because you can't have a Hindutva project with just the upper caste. That is what they had since independence, and it never worked. So that was something that they really worked hard on. And it was really gamed in a proper way. There were the Mahars that were spoken to, the Matangs, and the other 55 other subcastes. These are very small communities, but everybody was talked to. So even if they were not going to vote for you, there was not this feeling of anger or anxiety with which they go and vote for your opposition. So all of that was sought to be curtailed.
So they went, Kiran Rijiju, Bhupendra Yadav were all tasked to address these
Yes,
issues.
absolutely. And the RSS was spoken to, saying that, look, this is the 100th year of the foundation of the RSS. Maharashtra is the home of the RSS. Nagpur is the headquarters of the RSS. So do you want a government built by a party which is not of the ideological family? Think about it. So very early on, the Joint General Secretary Atul Limay was put in charge of coordination, even with Ajit Pawar's party. They couldn't have any central sort of a thing in Bombay. Nobody listened to them. So for every seat, they had a committee with people from Ajit Pawar's party, local BJP guys, and the local Shakha workers. And then they coordinated to go out and work together. They said, okay, even if you're not going to win, there has to be some vote transfer. It cannot be like June.
So, Nistala, in my view, the big difference between June 2024 and now is in June 2024, BJP entered these states, Maharashtra and UP, where also we're seeing important by-elections, with the arrogance of a champion who thought who couldn't be defeated.
Absolutely.
Right? So they said it doesn't matter. They were unprepared. They were taken by surprise by Samvidhan Khatre mein. This time they've come in and fought their ground game in a way that
They took the right lessons from
they took
June
the
is
right
what I
lessons
would
and they've done a course correction.
Yes.
So the one point that we need to now look at is seat conversions. What's happening actually in both Maharashtra and Jharkhand? Who's moving whom? What's moving? And what about the firewall seats? Because it's very critical that we begin now at this point to look at that basically so that we can project.
Just the Bombay seats, couple of new seats are reporting. Bandra West, Ashish Shelar, who is the Mumbai president of the BJP, he is leading in Bandra West. Bandra East is not reporting yet. That's where Zishan Siddiqui is fighting. Amit Thackeray is trailing. This is in the seat of Mahim. We have further south, Kolaba, of course, Rahul Narvekar is leading in Mumbai Devi. Amin Patel is leading. He's, of course, Shaina NC is trailing in that seat. Couple of more Sena UBTs. Bhanduk West. Ramesh Kurkankar is leading in Bhanduk West, and also the neighboring seat, the Sena UBT is leading. But in Ghatkopar East, the BJP candidate there is leading.
Zaka and Mahim, Amit Thackeray is trailing, but who is leading?
The
Sada
Sena
Sarvankar
UBT.
or the UBT?
The Sena
candidate?
UBT candidate is leading. Dr. Mahesh Sawant of the
That's the home of Sema Bhavan and Bala Sahib Memorial.
But what about firewall seats? Are they being breached, and on which side are they being breached? Is it an equal sort of breach? That means there is equal transference, or is there now overwhelming in those contests between the BJP and the Congress? The BJP retaining those numbers that we saw
in the 75 seats that are the direct contest, 61 are reporting. BJP is leading in 42 and Congress only in 18. So this is the situation as of
and between the two Senas,
between the two Senas, yeah, we have that between the Sena Shinde and the Sena UBT. 30 of those seats are reporting out of 51, 18 to the Shinde Sena and 10 to the Sena UBT.
So there also the Eknath Shinde is winning the conversation.
And that's
in the
also
Pawars,
true for NCP.
Yeah, we just look at the
quickly
NCP.
with the NCP versus NCP
That's
again.
a big one.
Yeah, NCP versus NCP. And Ajit Pawar really, 20-8 out of the 29 seats that are reporting, 20 direct fights. Ajit Pawar's candidates are leading.
So
only
are these
8.
mostly in the bastion?
So this is largely around Western Maharashtra. But Ajit Pawar has also got a couple of pickups in Vidarbha, which you would imagine is not his sort of stronghold.
So this is very interesting because this tells us that perhaps Sharad Pawar's hold now over the future of the NCP movement, whatever you want to define it as, is perhaps weakening. That's the real takeaway.
Just to carry one thing, the INDA alliance clawing a bit into the Maharashtra numbers. It's inched up from about 40 to about 59. It was 60 just a second ago. It's 150 for the NDA. It went up to about 153, 154. It's come down to 150. Here, Jharkhand, clearly this seems to be running right down to the wire. 60 out of 81 leads. NDA is 25. India Alliance is at clearly 33. So they have an 8-seat lead.
So where are all these seats being reported from? Are they mostly from the south, mostly from the north?
It's Pan Jharkhand. Jharkhand numbers are
here in the northern part of the state, it seems to be a mix between the BJP and the JMM. Of course, the BJP opening some of its account here. In the western part of the state, the BJP has significant inroads there. And of course, the south, which has always been the JMM stronghold, but bulk of the seats that the JMM is winning happen to be here in the south in the Dumka
But the
belt.
central swath of the state not reporting
Individual
Yeah.
contributors to the India Alliance. Let's see. JMM leading in 17, Congress leading in 10. But importantly, this is the figure to keep out. Congress has lost 4 from last time around, and JMM is down 3 from last time.
This is interesting. The RJD
has picked up 3, and the CPI-ML has also picked up 2. So RJD and CPI-ML are helping that India number go up
So there was
to 35.
there was disappointment with the Congress and the campaign it ran.
Yeah. In fact, even JMM was upset with the Congress
That's
that
right.
Rahul Gandhi
Yes.
was not.
Sir, you were
campaigning
saying
there.
something.
Rahul, I think if you have a leadership, you have a face, you have a talking point, and in alliance, it works. So in Jharkhand, if these numbers hold true, then again, the India alliance story will have. So in Maharashtra, there was no face, there was no talking point, there was no narrative. So all this thing fundamentally is a internal.
No, there was
problem
definitely
of-
a face, Rashid Bhai.
Who was
Uddhav
it?
Thackeray had been
No, he was not
crowing
projected.
from the
No, no,
rooftop
no.
saying,
You're mistaken.
declare
Nana
me as
Patole
chief
kept-
minister. But nobody declared him chief minister.
Absolutely. So
they
that
had
was
a face.
tactical- So that is what I'm saying, Zaka. That was a tactical error. They should go, whether they win or lose, they should have gone with the face.
No.
And-
You have Sharad Pawar,
Rohit.
Uddhav Thackeray, Sharad Pawar, Uddhav
That is
Thackeray, and
a-
Nana Patole.
No, Sharad
And
Pawar
you're
is not a-
saying 3 big faces there, 3 faces here.
No.
Rohit has
Face-
a
Sharad
point to
Pawar
make.
cannot be a
Face
face. Chief Minister
discussion will
face.
happen.
No,
Rahul,
I don't
face
think-
discussion will happen tonight. 5 years back, you and I were sitting together.
Yeah.
We have also changed parties. We were sitting at a different channel. Okay. And BJP was winning. I have a very interesting math here. By the evening, if India Alliance realizes, okay, half the term for Mr. Shinde as CM, half the term for Mr. Ajit Pawar as CM, come over. It happened in 2019.
You know, Chetan, it's just 10 o'clock in the morning, man. Please.
remember
I
that
can't
day?
imagine. I really don't want to go there.
I mean,
Chetan is only having coffee.
I'm only having coffee and I'm telling you. So the Mumbai hotels, they must check the locks, the safety, CCTVs of all Mumbai hotels.
But
Please.
Chetan, I have to ask you a question. वो तो alliance of convenience है. आपका क्या alliance?
हम तो जहाँ राहुल जाता है हम सिर्फ संग
Rahul ka alliance
there
hai.
are many Rahuls. There's a lot of confusion. Even the PM said, "Kaun Rahul?" So I think there's one Rahul here, one Rahul somewhere else, one Rahul.
And one Rahul you wrote about.
So many Rahuls. So
I think I want to make a point about CM face. You know, the CM face thing is a typical media thing. I don't think the parties are comfortable announcing that, and that is because once you announce one name, you have other alliance partners not too much interested in contesting or campaigning and all those things, and there are internal bickerings or problems that creep up. I think on the NDA side also, I mean, Rashid Bhai said it was a mistake by MVA that they did not announce the CM face. I don't agree with that, because on the NDA side also there was no CM face. I mean, obviously they said that we are fighting the.
No, but there's an incumbent chief minister.
Yeah.
You fight on his face.
They said they will fight under the leadership of Eknath Shinde because he's CM, but they also made it clear that after the polls, if they win, they are not sure who's going to be the CM. Obviously, my guess is it's going to be Devendra Fadnavis if BJP gets these
160,
kinds
but
of
the
numbers.
India Alliance is inching up to 70.
This is numbers.
Jharkhand a 10-seat gap has been opened up by the India Alliance. JMM, Congress, RJD plus. So this India Alliance has opened up a 10-seat gap. We still haven't reporting all the seats in Jharkhand. 64 out of 81.
The question I want to ask is that in Haryana, just a month ago, while there was no officially declared candidate for the Congress, but it was assumed by a lot of people, and certainly a lot of people on the ground were saying that Huda will be the CM, right? They were almost behaving like he'd already become the CM. But that didn't work.
That was also this Shelja was there, and was also a contender. So what I'm saying is, I was saying in the context of Jharkhand, that in Jharkhand there was a very clear established leadership of Hemant Soren. There was a talking point that Adivasi is not getting, and that him being framed in that ED case, etc. So there was an entire narrative was there. In Maharashtra, there was no narrative, and that is what it is.
Well, let me also tell you that in Karnataka, the bypole is there. It's interesting because you have a BJP and you have a JDS in the lead there on two of the seats. That's right.
From Channapatna, I think he's in the lead.
And this happens on the back again of a very polarized campaign. Also in Karnataka. So it's interesting because the theme was
all right, so it's 144.75, folks. It's 144.75. It's come back to the halfway mark of 144. It went up to 150 plus. So that's why I'm saying I don't think this race is over yet. So I think there's ways
I
to
come
go
back
there.
to the point I was making.
His party is doing not badly. In
Yeah.
the sense of
Not at all. But come back to the point I made at the very beginning. The people that I was speaking with are not giving the Mahayuti more
runaway.
than 150. Let's say that the 170 is not happening. 150s are more realistic number, and 150 is a victory.
So,
It's
hotels-
good enough. It's good enough.
60 seats, 63 seats are not yet being reported.
That's right. It's not been
63
reported.
seats are not yet
Big
being
caveat.
reported, and the NDA is sitting at the halfway number. In
So
terms
where
of
are these
leads.
63 seats? Which
Yeah.
where are they?
It's across regions,
It's
Rahul. A
across
lot from
regions.
Konkan, which of course is the BJP
Is the
stronghold.
BJP
Shinde
and
Sena
Shiv
stronghold.
Sena.
A lot of
Hotels
them
in-
from Konkan
yeah.
are not reporting.
Anand,
A lot of them from northern Maharashtra are also not reporting.
hotels in Bangalore can still have a booking.
No,
But
not
I
just
just want
hotels
to
in
say,
Bangalore. Chartered
let's
flights
have a
operate
look at
also.
Vidarbha a little closer. Let's go to Vidarbha
Because
and let's have a
yesterday you
look
say,
at
Ajit
Vidarbha
Pawar-
closer. How many seats have actually changed in Vidarbha? Because see, that's the region where it's reporting quite a few saffron
Yeah,
seats.
so out of 62 seats, 54 are reporting.
Yeah.
NDA has a healthy lead, 33, and the India Alliance only 21. But
So
let's
last
see.
time in Vidarbha, it was 20 out of 62 for the Mahayuti, and MVA was 42. So that number is reversing there.
Yeah.
So
Vidarbha is reversing.
and
As of now-
Marathwada,
So it's 33-21 out
33,
of the
21. So that
54
number is
seats that are
reversing,
reporting.
and we still have a number of seats that haven't been called. Now
Yes.
let's
We
look
have
at
about 8 more
Marathwada.
seats. 8 more
Let's have a
seats.
look at Marathwada. I'm just very
All right,
keen
just
on
quickly to Marathwada as well.
Yeah.
46 seats. I don't think all of them are reporting yet.
Yes.
42 out of 46 are reporting. NDA 26, India Alliance 16.
So that's more than double
Yeah.
of the last. I'm talking about
BJP
last
had
time, and I'm
16
talking
last
about
time.
is Lok Sabha. So 12 out of 46 the Mahayuti had. Now it appears in Marathwada they're more
They've
than
got
double their
26.
numbers.
They've
But
got more
let me
than
make it simple.
Yeah.
This Chacha Bhatija, they have about 50 seats. If they have 50 seats, they will do what they would want to do.
You mean to say they are transferable?
Obviously, even if somebody is
If
140,
both the
or
Pawars
so-
have 50 seats,
Even
you
if
think they will
No,
merge?
here is the case, sir. Here is what will happen. Neither Eknath Shinde nor Ajit Pawar are going anywhere if those numbers are comfortably above 150, because their legacy is settled, their ownership of their parties is settled, and they're going to sit tight there because their administration is settled. कोई किधर भी बुला ले वो कहीं नहीं जाने वाला है.
पता है हम उस
कोई
दिन भी हम
किधर भी
राहुल और
बुला रहे हो,
हमने
कहीं-
लंच का प्लान बनाया था 2019 में
that's true.
कि आज लंच पे खत्म है लंच पे जाएंगे and he stayed the whole weekend in the studio.
All right, let's
Remember
go.
5 a.m. government?
Absolutely.
Let's
There
go
is live
across to
beyond
Avantika.
Absolutely.
Avantika, live result hub. Yes.
Absolutely.
Anand, just a quick update. Other than Hemant Soren, who's leading, everyone else is trailing. Champai Soren, who was leading since the morning, now is trailing. His son Babulal Soren is also trailing. Kalpana Soren, the wife of Hemant Soren, she's trailing as well. Political greenhorn, she led such an impressive campaign. There was a lot of expectations from him. But still in Jharkhand, it's very close. BJP is leading in 25 seats, JMM in 23 seats. Nilesh, just give me a quick update. What's it looking like?
जी अभी के जो रुझान है बीजेपी 25 सीटों पर आगे है, जेएमएम 23 सीटों पर आगे है। सबसे चौंकाने वाला है कि हेमंत सोरेन की जो पत्नी है कल्पना सोरेन गांडे, वो पीछे चल रही है। हेमंत सोरेन के जो छोटे भाई हैं बसंत सोरेन दुमका से, वो भी पीछे चल रहे हैं। सिर्फ हेमंत सोरेन है जो आगे चल रहे हैं। उसके अलावा जो चंपई सोरेन है वो भी पीछे चल रहे हैं। उनके बेटे बाबूलाल सोरेन घाटशिला से लड़ रहे हैं, वो भी पीछे चल रहे हैं। पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री अर्जुन मुंडा, उनकी वाइफ है मीरा मुंडा, वो पहली बार चुनाव लड़ रही है पोटका से, वो आगे चल रही है। उसके अलावा जो ओडिशा के राज्यपाल हैं रघुवर दास, उनकी बहू पूर्णिमा साहू पहली बार चुनाव लड़ रही है जमशेदपुर पूर्वी से, वो आगे चल रही है। जी आरजेडी जो है सो 4 सीटों पे आगे चल रही है, कांग्रेस 10 सीटों पे आगे चल रही है। उसमें से एक सीट वो भी है चतरा, जहां पर एकमात्र वही सीट है जहां लालू यादव चुनाव प्रचार के लिए आए थे। सुभाष यादव वहां के कैंडिडेट हैं, वो आगे चल रहे हैं चतरा से।
And Anand, that's an important point. RJD taking a lead in those 4 seats, at least for now.
All right, I just want to come back to the Mumbai seats. Some more seats are reporting. Like I said, Bandra West, Ashish Shelar is leading there. But in the neighboring constituency of Andheri West, Ashok Jadhav of the Congress is leading. In the next seat of Versova, and this is interesting, Rahul, you might want to talk about this. Harun Khan, Muslim candidate from the Sena UBT, is leading in that constituency. Shinde Sena is leading in Andheri East. In Bhandup West, the SSUBT candidate is leading. In Vikhroli, again, the SSUBT candidate is leading. In Ghatkopar East, the BJP candidate is leading. In Chembur, the Shinde Sena candidate is leading. In Shivdi, the Sena UBT candidate is leading. Now we have for Mahim, where Sena UBT candidate is leading. Let's take a look at this one. Malabar Hill, Ali Rahim Sheikh, independent candidate. He seems to be leading in Malabar Hill. Wali is not reporting yet, but
Worli, Mankhurd, Anushakti Nagar not reporting yet. Mankhurd will be
So
Nawab
let's be
Malik.
very-
That
let's be very
story.
clear.
Abu Azmi seat also we should have a look at Shivaji Nagar and also Anushakti Nagar where it is Fahad versus Sana Malik.
Yes.
Yes.
Very interesting. If you look at the numbers now, at the bottom of the screen, the Sena UBT and the Shiv Sena official, I mean, they're now, there's a tight contest there. It's not exactly the runaway that Shinde was expecting. And the NCPs also are tight. So
let's take a look at the Sena versus Sena.
Yeah.
38 out of 51 are reporting. It's 20 to the
it's,
Shinde Sena, 17 to the SSUBT.
it's a neck and neck there.
And I'll quickly check on the two NCPs as well. NCP versus NCP, Ajit Pawar versus Sharad Pawar. Again, 38 seats where they are fighting against each other. There, I think
difference.
Ajit Pawar seems to be having
which is
the
surprising
edge.
because in the Lok Sabha, it was actually the NCP SP
Yes.
that did fantastically well.
They had an
for-
80% strike rate.
That's right,
Correct.
80%
But,
strike
but there is a theory with respect to the NCP
Yeah.
that when it comes to Lok Sabha, it will be Sharad Pawar and Supriya Sule. When it comes to Vidhan Sabha, it will be Ajit Dada Pawar. Now, does that hold and is Ajit Pawar actually milking that to claim legacy rights going forward? We have to wait and watch. The other thing to our viewers, some will inflate, some will deflate across other channels. Eventually, this is the template. So stay here. These are the numbers you can trust. These are the numbers that are coming from the counting centers, and that's why there won't be any runaway numbers. The leads across all television screens eventually will settle here. Now let's try and look at the numbers at this point. The halfway number is just plotting on above us. And clearly, with nearly 46 seats to be plotted or to be even reported so far, we have the NDA with 152. Does that not signal a runaway victory by a huge margin? Yes, the India Alliance is playing catch up. It's inching up into the 90s, slowly inching up to the 90s at 86. But this is a big win. 152 with still 46 seats or 43 seats to be reported is a big one, and these numbers will only consolidate unless there is a huge shift that happens, tectonic, which actually reverses the numbers over the course of the next hour. By the time we get into round 7, round 8 of counting, leads should start settling in. There will be some close contests, and we'll get into those close contests also. But as of now, the NDA is in pole position to rest, to stay on. It's a pro-incumbency mandate. That's what it looks like.
Incumbency is an important point that you're underlining. And look at that number of the BJP at 87. Did we expect?
Just below that, breaking ticker, it said Mankhurd, Nawab Malik is trailing. So Mankhurd is reporting Nawab Malik is trailing right now.
That is an important one. It's an important marker in the larger fight because, as you know, he was left pretty much on his own. But look at this BJP number, 87. And if this holds, and the BJP is expecting at 95, okay? If that number goes up, and by some dint of fate, the Shiv Sena starts pulling up its socks, I'll tell you, this could be a runaway election.
95 and 55, Rahul,
That's right.
that means these two themselves have 150 seats.
Absolutely.
So
They don't need anyone
So
else.
there is Ajit Pawar is not going anywhere.
He's not going
Whatever Ajit Pawar gets is a bonus. Those 26 seats are a bonus. Then the BJP or the NDA is at 175 and they're comfortable. Nobody's going anywhere. then.
And that number for the BJP is a very big number because remember, they've contested about 153 seats, isn't it?
157 if I remember.
152.
152.
I just want to go back to the
150
minister.
plus seats.
Yeah.
But look at that conversion ratio.
Yeah.
That is astounding.
No, so in the ministers who are contesting, we have 27. There are 28 ministers, 27 of them who are reporting, the seats that are reporting. 20 of them are leading. 6 of them are trailing. I'll be interested to see which are the 6 who are trailing.
Anand made the point pro-incumbency. That's a reflection of it.
Yeah.
The other thing is that last time around the BJP won 104. If they come to 95, 104 with 4 parties in the fray, 95 with 6 parties in the fray, it also shows that the BJP is not only emerging as the single largest party, it's becoming a pan-Maharashtra party.
It also tells you that Modi still retains overwhelming support amongst a large part of the vote.
The brand Modi conversation.
It didn't work when he was himself.
Sir, people can play on fears, and someone did make the point that fear actually
Then don't say this.
resonate.
That
No,
Mr.
I
Modi,
mean, if people
whenever
are-
he's there,
if people are
when it was
cooking
his
up
own
stories-
election,
Can I make a
he
point
could not
here?
get the majority in Maharashtra.
Very humbly,
May I make a point
very
here?
humbly,
Sir,
this
please.
time around, sir, the NDA's campaign was not on how many seats they will win.
Yeah.
400 par was the wrong strategy because that showed arrogance, and within the team it also brought in complacency. This time around, what they are saying is, ek hai to safe hai. There is a fear factor there that if we don't fight together, if we don't come out, and if we don't work unitedly, we will be demolished. We'll be gone. And that's what worked. There was no talking about how many seats we want to win. Nobody is saying how many seats they want to win. They are saying we need to work together and we need to be together. That shift in the narrative. Had this been the story in Lok Sabha where they said we have to win for a better Bharat, we have to do well rather than saying 400 par, perhaps nature of the campaign would have been different. Yeah,
I want to make a deeper sociological point here. In Maharashtra politics, there have been two major phases as far as BJP is concerned. So, irrespective of which elections come and go, right? It depends a lot on what you do on the local level and so on. Look at the last 40 years. Since 1980 when BJP was formed. 1980, BJP gets 14 seats, 85, 16, 1990, 42, 1995, 65, 1999, 56, 2004, 54, and 2009, 46, which was their lowest. In 2014, they get 122, 2019, they get 106, and now if they're getting around 90, that means for 3 consecutive elections, they'll be the single largest party.
2014 election, they fought on their own.
Yeah, exactly. For 3 consecutive elections, they'll be the largest party, and they've been in power for the last 10 years.
Absolutely.
So that tells you a major subterranean shift in Maharashtra
problem
politics.
right now, the only problem right now, I'll hand it back to you. The only problem right now for the India Alliance is the Shiv Sena's conversion rate. The NCP actually doing quite well.
Correct.
On the conversion rate. Yes, Anand.
No, I was just saying that the BJP individually is more than the India Alliance 2 hours into counting.
Yes.
5 rounds of counting, the BJP still remains larger than the India Alliance put together in Maharashtra. It's a big statement.
Absolutely. But you see, Anand, there is a bit of a
Direct
paradox.
fights में देखिए 35-31 है. Overall अगर आप देखें 51 direct fights हैं. Overall score 35-31 hai between Eknath Shinde and Shiv Sena.
Which is very, actually, politically speaking, is very sort of intriguing, because there are 2 political parties, NCP and Shiv Sena. They got split. There are 2 formations, and both are getting 50% of seats. Now this is something which is statistically it can be said, but politically it is very difficult to explain.
It's just basically people saying, okay,
34 more leads to come. 34 more leads to come. The NDA is now above 161 leads. So this is going one way. This seems to be going one way.
Knockout, and I think it also tells the BJP they don't really need the Shiv Sena and NCP in the future. I mean, why do you need this? If BJP would have contested all the seats, they would have won a majority. They don't need this.
Maharashtra, at least for...
I mean, think about it. Why do I need these allies? What are they bringing?
But at least for 2 or 3 more.
For the chief ministerial
appointment. Game changer.
Thank God you're not advising them.
I'm not
advising. BJP will push for its own chief minister to take over now, and that's going to have.
See the sum of the vote share. Till the time the BJP gets to a 35-36% vote share on its own in Maharashtra, it cannot think about fighting Maharashtra on its own.
No, but it has not contested all the seats, so you're not going to get
it contested in 2014 and they got 122 seats.
Yeah, so this is doing better than that, for sure, because they've contested half the seats and they're like 94 and some...
but alliances don't work that way.
I'm not advising, I'm thinking, I'm stepping into their shoes.
Alliances don't work that way. There is a vote transfer that happens.
But you would also give credit to Chetan that there are many within the BJP, including someone like Devendra Fadnavis, who believe that the BJP should have fought 2019 on its own on all the seats, rather than having a pre-poll alliance with the Shiv Sena.
See, these parties are not like the TMC. Shinde Shiv Sena, if you can call it whatever you call it, he cannot take on the BJP or fight yet. I mean, he's proven something, he's been accepted, but only as an ally of the BJP. Can he ever take on the BJP, for example, like TMC can? He cannot. It's not. Why do people of Maharashtra need this?
The sum of all 5 parties is greater than the BJP right now. And till that situation prevails for the BJP itself, it will have to test one election cycle, maybe two cycles from now, but they will eventually have to test the fact that whether can they fight on their own. Right now, that doesn't seem to be, it's not mature enough for BJP. But that's what many others in the BJP feel, that they're not ready yet.
Net 2 takeaways already beginning to form. That is, that yes, the BJP is now definitely becoming the single pole. around which Maharashtra politics is going to revolve. Now, whether it has come on the back of a split or not, that's an immaterial thing. The Shiv Sena, Shinde Sena has a little bit of work to do, but amazing that it has withstood the UBT, the entire branding of the Thackeray clan. That is an amazing recovery.
Yes.
This is not now down to money power, so that goes out of the equation. And Ajit Pawar is the future of the party. He is going to claim the legacy of the Pawars, and I think that is establishing these three big
You want to check the
takeaways.
straight fight, Sena versus
Yeah.
Sena. 40 out of 51 are reporting, so it's, 11 more seats are yet to report.
Yeah.
Shiv Sena is, UBT Sena is leading in 20, and Shinde Sena is leading in 18. So
How
now the
close
UBT
are
Sena.
these leads? Can we get a sense of that, Zach?
It keeps changing. It keeps changing, Rahul.
But
So
are these marginal leads, or are they big leads which are not going to change, because a lot could then therefore
again, in the NCP versus NCP fight, there I think Ajit Pawar seems to be holding steady.
Yeah.
And the fact that he has opened up leads, for example, in the Konkan belt, he's leading. In Pune, 3 seats he's leading. He's got a couple of seats in Vidarbha as well. 4 seats in Marathwada.
Yeah.
So I think the spread is beyond his traditional turf of Western Maharashtra.
And he has
which,
really
and one
worked
seat
his-
in Mumbai, by the way, in the outskirts of Mumbai.
Well, there you go. And he's worked his socks off. People are saying that he really has got into the weeds of it. But, I'm looking at the leads, the margins, because remember, the vote banks that they're fighting for are pretty much the same. So we need to have a look round by round. How strong are the leads on either sides of the Shiv Sena? How strong are the leads on either side of the NCP fences? That'll be really interesting to see, because it could come down to a margin of 3, 5, 10,000 votes at the max. Yeah, Jharkhand is on the screen, 27-45. That looks like a runaway right now for the India bloc. It's obvious that the tribal vote hasn't really shifted in that manner.
Yeah, so if you look at the map, for example, in all regions, in the south, in the west, and in the east, BJP has some pockets in the east, but the JMM seems to be sort of winning seats in all regions, in all 3 regions of Jharkhand. Like I said, the important figure to watch out is this one, which means that they've picked up 2 seats from last time. The BJP has also picked up 1, the NDA has picked up 1, but 3 seats the others have lost. So it's above the halfway mark now. 42 is the halfway mark. They are at 46. Again, can things change? Let's see how it settles. But right now, it seems like the India Alliance, the JMM Congress
I
Alliance.
right after the general elections that the cardinal mistake that the NDA did was the arrest of Hemant Soren. Because among tribal society, tribals are extremely marginalized communities, and the state is an oppressor. All right. So, and the most powerful form of the oppressive state is the police. So you have a chief minister who's come out from the tribal community being hauled off to prison. That had a very, very negative impact. And Kalpana Soren has actually emerged as a very strong campaigner. She's done pretty well.
I want to add a complexity to the Jharkhand discussion, which is this, that absolutely agree with you, Nistula, and it's clearly the India Alliance is ahead. You look at the vote share numbers, and that tells you a different story. BJP is by far the single largest party in Jharkhand right now by vote share, 31.2%. JMM is 19.8%, and the Congress is 14.9%. So if you add these two, BJP is still pretty much the same. And that's telling you that the BJP is more spread around. Is more spread around, but these guys are more concentrated.
The larger question is the larger say that the vote share business is a loser's argument, because it's the one who wins. See, look at the BJP. The BJP, like we keep blaming the Congress and MVA for not having a kind of powerful narrative in Maharashtra. Similarly, look at Jharkhand. What did BJP do? BJP got a former chief minister.
That's the point I wanted to make. Yeah.
That kind of move boomerang. You look at you have a whole Ghuspatia narrative, the Rohingyas and Bangladeshis and all that, whereas Jharkhand does not even have international boundary. So these were the tactical mistakes about BJP also.
It's nice that you're the simple thing.
It's not nice. It's a statement of fact.
No. What I'm trying to say is that the way you're trying to stitch the story is beautiful. What happened is, in Maharashtra, if Ladki Behan has worked, the same way Meri Maiya has worked in Jharkhand. If Maratha, the Samvidhan Badal Gayi, this fear factor has gone away. In Jharkhand, the Adivasi Asmita, the fact that there will not be an Adivasi chief minister and an Adivasi was put in jail, this narrative has worked for the JMM. Because these two factors, one of the factors is very common.
And
The
that's
Ladki
you're right.
Behan-
Worli
Hemant, you're right.
Worli is now
Yes,
reporting.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Worli is reporting, and I can report to you that Aditya Thackeray there is leading
Okay.
in Worli against Milind Deora. But early days yet. There are
Yeah,
multiple
just coming
rounds
back
left
to
The
Jharkhand.
BJP has just crossed its projected 95
There it
as
is.
Rohit Chandrakar 96. Yeah.
Just a very quick point that I want to build on that Anand was making. We shouldn't just write off the BJP in Jharkhand. Let's have a look at actually the tribal vote. Has it actually increased its presence in the tribal seats? Has it increased its vote share in those tribal seats?
What share is a loser's
No,
argument?
it's not about that, sir. It tells you that it's not as if the tribals have completely rejected the
So
arguments
in
of
the
the
in the
BJP.
tribal seats
Yeah.
in Jharkhand, 26 are reporting.
Yeah.
India Alliance is leading in 22.
Yeah,
NDA
that's
leading only in 4, but gains of 2.
The gains of two,
And that tribal seats also, if you were to break it down, the
Yes.
JMM will be leading in more.
yeah,
The other thing is, Rahul, similar to how more women have voted in Maharashtra, Jharkhand has seen an unprecedented upsurge in the women vote.
Yes.
Where the BJP says it is coming, but clearly it's the benefit. It's the Meri Maiya
and they didn't
aspect
have
which is
a
working in
tribal
their
leader.
Again, if you look at the more women
Yeah.
in Jharkhand, 22 to the India Alliance,
There you go. That's
and
the
5
difference.
to the
You're right.
NDA.
So also the BJP needs to find its own tribal leader to project that sort of comes up through the ranks rather than this
No,
business. of
Babulal,
constantly-
Babulal
Yeah.
Marandi.
And Anand-
Babulal Marandi was appointed that the Pradesh BJP chief soon after 2014 elections.
Yeah.
And he's been there. 2019 elections. He's been there for a while. But the perception is that because you brought Raghubar Das
That's right.
and you put an Adivasi CM in jail, so you will not actually back the Adivasi. This Adivasi Asmita is something which Pradeep Gupta was very confident. That's the reason why he gave 53 to JMM Congress
That's what
and
they
said this
just
is not going
spoke
to work.
about actually. And in fact, right after the election, there was a general hunt for a scapegoat within the BJP. कि किसका idea था to
Bring this guy.
Yeah,
But
to clap Hemant
No, but they
Soren
were
in
very
jail.
confident. They got, Champai Soren, who became a chief minister in place of.
No, when you start hunting for a scapegoat, you know that something has bombed.
Nisla, one thing very interesting that what Anand was saying about women voters, Shivraj Singh Chauhan was a point. I mean, he was a kind of person.
Exactly.
behind
So
this
it's the
Ladli
same
Behal.
Nitish Kumar
Ladli
also,
Behan.
Naveen
Ladli
Patnaik
Behan what
is-
worked in Madhya Pradesh. Ladki Behan is working in Maharashtra, and Meri Maiya
And
is
Shivraj
working in
Singh Chauhan was
Jharkhand.
in
So-
charge of Jharkhand.
Yeah, every
But-
woman in India is soon getting money.
but the scheme
I
was
think
brought by
that's
the
a given
Mukhyamantri,
now.
and whoever delivers the benefit first
Maybe,
gets the
yeah, that's the
advantage. That's
point.
what's showing.
We all have women in
Live
the
result
house.
hub. Chetan and to our guests in studio going across to the live result hub. Yes, Avantika.
Yes, Anand, absolutely. And I was hearing you, Anand, I think I second on that. If Ladki Behan worked for the Mahayuti and the BJP in the state of Maharashtra, it's clear that Maiya Saman Yojana and also the Adivasi Asmita has really worked for the Jharkhand, at least with the numbers that we're seeing right now. Brijesh ji, bataiye, what's your assessment of the numbers that we're seeing in Jharkhand?
I think if you compare it from Maharashtra, then I believe that at both places the original scheme has given the benefit to the ruling party. For example, in Jharkhand, the scheme particularly for the ladies, it was launched by the Hemant Soren government. It got a improvisation from the BJP, but then again Hemant Soren government it increased the amount just before the.
But only he's leading. Otherwise, all the other Sorens, they're trailing. Most of them.
Yeah, it's in the family. But if you look at the overall figure, then it's a very impressive figure for the India Alliance. They are at 50 in the trends. And if you look at the NDA is at 24. Last time, BJP itself, it won 25 seats. So if you compare the 2019 with this current 2024 assembly elections counting, then obviously India Alliance is in a very impressive position as far as the current trends.
Rahul Shankar also raised a very important point
Yes.
about the BJP trying to make its impact amongst the tribals. Do you see that has worked? Have they been able to do that?
If you look at the current figures of 25 in Jharkhand, where the NDA is leading, then in the tribal strongholds, for example, if you look at the Kolhan, for example, Champai Soren, he's trailing. But fortunately, in few seats, if you look at the both Jamshedpur seats, BJP is in the leading position. Same way, the Meera Munda, the wife of the Arjun Munda, she is also in the lead condition. So there is a certain change in the some of the areas like Kolan, where last time BJP was unsuccessful in getting even a single seat. But this time there is some early trends which is showing positive. But in other areas, obviously, the dominance of the JMM is still there. It looks like in the current trends.
All right, Anand. So, Anand, Brijesh, thank you so much. Anand, BJP has made those inroads, but the JMM pretty much dominant in the state of Jharkhand.
Right. I just want to come back to Maharashtra once again and look at the Mumbai seats. A lot many seats now are reporting. We talked about Worli, where Aditya Thackeray is leading. In the neighboring seat of Shivdi, SSUBT candidate is leading. In Dharavi, Dr. Jyoti Gaikwad is leading. In Bandra West, the Ashish Elar is leading there. In Andheri West, the Congress candidate Ashok Jadhav is leading. In Vile Parle, the BJP candidate is leading. In Andheri East, Murji Patel, Kaka from the Shinde Sena is leading. In Chandivli, again, the Shinde Sena candidate is leading. So if you were to look at just the Mumbai seats alone, the 36 seats, in fact, we have 50 seats, Mumbai, Thane, 29 to the NDA, 49 seats, 29 to the NDA, 19 to the India Alliance. So that is just the Mumbai, Thane belt. And if you were to look at the Sena versus Sena as essentially a Mumbai fight, I think it's going neck and neck. Just take a look at the Sena versus Sena fights to see if we have some indications there. 51 seats, they are fighting against each other. Look at that. 20-20. 42 seats are reporting 20-20. And also quickly check the Congress versus BJP straight fight. 75 of them. I think 70 odd are reporting there. 72 out of 75 are reporting there. The BJP is running away. It's 45 to the BJP, only 25 to the Congress.
It's a single-handed obliteration, it looks like, by the BJP of the India Alliance. This is one party. I mean, it's like Sehwag batting in Maharashtra.
In fact, the BJP is just one short of 100 now.
This is just a remarkable turnaround of fortunes. I mean, look at from where the BJP has come to in 5 months in Maharashtra. And this will go down as an epic comeback, actually. Epic comeback. This is built not just on, your bravery or whatever you want to call it. This is built on serious mobilization of various different stratas of society. This is going to be one of those rainbow coalitions that the BJP stitched together. Unfortunately for it, the Muslim vote hasn't come through. It's got polarized in the other direction. But Rohit Chandrakar, what do you make of it?
I think it is a combination of the schemes that were rolled out and also the Hindutva narrative that was brought in the last phase of the campaigning. And that happened because I think Devendra Fadnavis and his team kept saying that in the Lok Sabha polls, the difference between the Mahavikas Aghadi or the India Alliance and BJP-led Alliance was just 0.6% votes. And for him, it was a very serious thing that he lost place like Dhule or other places just because of certain community going away from BJP over the Samvidhan Khatre Mein Hai narrative.
BJP is hit 100. BJP is hit 100. 268. 20 seats, 20 leads have not yet been declared. 20 leads from seats have not yet come in Maharashtra, and the BJP is hit 100. Rohit, please complete. Yeah.
So this time, what the BJP decided was to galvanize the karyakartas, the activists, and make sure that the Panna Pramukhs and others come out, which they didn't perhaps during the Lok Sabha polls because they were a little complacent in the up tak 400 par narrative. They got a bit complacent. So this time the Hindutva narrative was brought in the last 15 days of the campaigning, plus the schemes like the Ladki Bahin Yojana and the Kisan Yojana, the giving of electricity to farmers, pumps. All that seems to have worked together, and we've got these results.
With 20 more seats to be even start reporting, the BJP, the NDA has crossed the prediction of most of the pollsters. It has even crossed the prediction of the NDA itself. That's what's happening. It's touching the 180 number, and it is going through the fact that somewhere Access My India and Pradeep Gupta will be saying, "I told you so."
On both states.
On both states.
Both
Both
states.
Jharkhand and with Maharashtra, they may be turning around and saying that.
We should try and
it's a
connect
little
with
forlorn behind Mayuresh at Matoshri, but first we'll go to Arunima at Jharkhand. She's there at the counting center. Arunima, two factors which you spoke about. Record number of women coming out to vote, and they seem to have voted in favor of the incumbent. And Maya Samman seems to be working for the JMM Congress. With they are leading in 50 out of 79 reporting.
Yes, Anand. So from the counting center, I decided to move to the political party headquarters to get a sense of what was happening. Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, even though as per the Election Commission website, they are leading in 28. Their ally Congress has 12, which makes it 40. RJD has 6, which makes it 46. So they're already through over the halfway mark. But even then, the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha office just has one Pravakta sitting there, waiting and watching before any kind of celebration begins. See, same at the Chief Minister's residence also. There is no celebration yet. At the Bharatiya Janata Party headquarters, there is more chehel pehel. So one of their leaders have just come in. So the media is taking the sound bites from them. There is a brave face that is being put up by the BJP so far. What they are pointing out is that only 4 rounds of counting has happened, and we should wait and watch. But you're absolutely right. The Mahila factor, which perhaps worked for the BJP in Maharashtra, went completely the other way here in Jharkhand. The analysis seemed to be the Maiya Samman Yojana and the 4 installments that reached the bank accounts of women voters. That seemed to have worked in favor of Hemant Soren. He also, it seems, has managed to play the sympathy card very well, telling his tribal voters that I was sent to jail not because I was corrupt, but because I was a tribal, and this government at the center is anti-tribal.
Correct.
So that, they claim, the JMM claims that narrative has worked.
True. Now, before we go across to Maharashtra, Mumbai and Thane, just a quick update, ladies and gentlemen, to our viewers. Quick update to our viewers. The fact is that Jharkhand started reporting only around 8:45. And it's only 3 or 4 rounds in Jharkhand, and some of them are reporting lesser. We'll try and get an update from Avantika, how many rounds in Jharkhand, and there is a reason why, and how many total rounds. We are given to understand it will be about 15 rounds. Will it be close? Because these numbers could go up and down, despite the fact that the India Alliance has taken a runaway lead. It's nearly twice. But if you see, the NDA is catching up. In the last 2.5 minutes that we have spoken with Arunima, these numbers have changed and fluctuated. So will there be more fluctuations, and will it be a closer race than it is being shown? Or will these leads consolidate as we get into round 8 or 9? We have to wait and watch. And how many are really tight fights? Margin of victory is less than, margin of lead is less than 500 or 1,000 votes, because that makes a huge difference when it comes to assembly elections. So we'll have to see that. And Mumbai.
Seats in Mumbai that are reporting, since you asked. Sana Malik is leading in Anushakti Nagar. She's fighting on an NCP Ajit Pawar ticket. And in the neighboring constituency where her father is fighting in Mankhurd, Nawab Malik seems to be trailing.
Sana Malik.
I believe Abu Azmi is leading in that constituency of Mankhurd Shivaji Nagar.
Mankhurd Shivaji Nagar is Abu Azmi. Nawab Malik is fighting from the same constituency. Yes. So they are up against each other. Nawab Malik is trailing, but his daughter Sana Malik is leading against Fawad.
I mean, I have to say that Swara Bhaskar's speech that went viral was quite the speech. I mean, to put it politically correctly,
What does it
it
mean
was.
by
It
this?
was.
Rahul,
it
you
was,
cannot be politically
I mean,
correct.
if we talk about incitement, if you talk about trying to, rouse passions, then she was sailing very close to the wind there. And
if Fahad leads, then we'll get back to this conversation, Rahul.
Yeah.
Right now, let's get to this conversation on the grid.
No, but I
Eknath
wanted to
Shinde,
just say one
42.
thing. I wanted to say one
UBP,
thing on...
Uddhav Thackeray, 30. Is the legacy conversation settled? BJP, 107 out of 276 reporting. 12 seats not yet reporting.
No, I wanted to say something about what Arunima spoke about. She said that there's not much excitement at the JMM office or even at the BJP office. BJP also trying to put a brave face, but JMM also taking it this thing, because Jharkhand has a history of very heavy KV goings on when it comes to government formation, So, I mean, I'm old enough to remember, Governor Sipte Razi and what all happened. And, Mr. Pramod Mahajan, saying that, Congress is like Hanuman, to rescue another man's wife, set fire to their own tail, and all of those kind of things. We've seen all of those, bags of money and things like that.
But let me tell you one thing.
Everybody's waiting. If they get an incontrovertibly high number, beyond the majority mark, then there'll be celebration.
The whole story would be if it is 37, 38, and 41, 42, if it's close. But if this, NDA is picking up. It's catching up.
In Maharashtra, there's a crazy landslide. And I'll tell you one thing, that you are seeing now the Shiv Sena pulling ahead of the UBT, the so-called mother organization.
By
And I'll
13
tell you,
seats.
UBT might have a survival problem. You could, after the election, have a complete defection. And maybe it's Uddhav and his son who will be stuck in Matoshri and everyone else would have gone. Decamp.
So out of the 51 direct fights,
Yeah.
47 are reporting. Shinde Sena is leading in 26 and the UBT Sena is leading in 20.
Yeah, well,
we want to quickly check the NCP versus NCP fight as well.
Give it some time.
1 second. NCP versus NCP, if I can pull up that number. Yeah, there again, 36 out of 38 seats, 36 are reporting. There, Ajit Pawar is doing phenomenally well. 24 to Ajit Pawar and only 10 to Sharad Pawar NCP.
Okay.
Sharad Pawar, the big leader.
Just going to the reporters. Payal, yes, Payal, Mayuresh and Yesha with us. Yes, Payal.
Yes, I'm at the BJP headquarters. It's still early time over here, even though the numbers are very, very clear. But it's good. The leaders are going to come here only around 11 o'clock because I'm sure most of them are contesting elections, Anand, and they'll be more busy in their own counting centers. But not really a surprise as far as the BJP Karyakartas, as far as the BJP workers are concerned, because they were very, very buoyant with the multiple factors. They were buoyant because of the kind of work that has been done by the government of the day. They were buoyant because, you know, the kind of support base and the mass base that they've been able to have. And Devendra Fadnavis, you know, Anand comes out again as one of the biggest stars that the BJP could have, you know, hoped for. And he speaks at a time when the BJP needed it the most as well, because multiple people had written him off, multiple people had cast aspersions on his future, given the fact that the Lok Sabha results weren't the way BJP really wanted as well. So that's something which they, of course, will be speaking about. And Vidarbha, the region that he comes from, is going to be extremely important. And not to forget that 72 rallies was what Nitin Gadkari did in the assembly elections. 8 he addressed through video conferencing. Those two leaders, of course, come from the same region, that is the Vidarbha region, and they're very, very hopeful that, you know, the trends will continue. And they're very hopeful that, you know, and you know, the happiest over here, and I was talking to a lot of ground reports, Anand, the happiest are the reporters on ground who don't have to go to any resort or don't have to stand outside any hotels. The conversation that was happening over here is that यहाँ पे टाउन में बीजेपी को सूट करेगा क्योंकि यहाँ पे होटल्स ठीक है, अगर उधर सबर्ब्स की तरफ गए तो उधर बहुत शिवसेना का इम्पैक्ट है, तो और चौकसी रखना पड़ेगी. So that's the kind of conversation that people have been having. But for one, everybody seems to be happy, at least on this side.
Resort politics may not have to resort to resort politics, is what you're saying, Payal. But phenomenal victory this. Yes, nobody can take credit away from Devendra Fadnavis, Nitin Gadkari, Eknath Shinde, Ajit Pawar, and the entire team that's come together post 4th of June to work together. Very, very able leaders and able administrators. Keep an eye on Jharkhand even as we talk Maharashtra to our viewers, because the numbers are changing there. As the rounds increase, there may be a shift, and that could perhaps change the story in Jharkhand. Mayuresh, quite forlorn behind you at Matoshri.
Exactly, Anand. I'll just show the visuals. There is complete silence outside Matoshri. Hardly few media people over here or journalists from the TV are here, because the trends which are coming are really not good, or we can say in favor of Shiv Sena UBT. The official website shows on 19 places they are leading. And this was not basically expected. The Shiv Sena was not expecting this. So certainly it is a kind of a disappointment from Shiv Sena UBT, who was hoping to come back to the power. As we show in early in the morning, the way posters were put outside the Matoshri, just 100 meters away from the Matoshri. But as of now, it's 10:30. Not a single Karyakarta, not a single leader which has come to Matoshri. And usually this is not the scenario if Shiv Sena is leading on good numbers or having a good number. So 19 seats, leading on 19 seats. Certainly it's a big disappointment for Shiv Sena as compared to the Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde camp, who are leading on the 56 seats.
Well, I'm reminded of Kishore Kumar's song which says, "Ye kya hua, kaise hua, kab hua, kyun hua," and will they eventually say, "Chodo ye na socho." Yesha Kotak is in Thane. 287 out of 288 seats reporting. Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena, the Dhanush Ban, leading in 48 compared to Ubata's 30. Big statement for Eknath Shinde.
Absolutely, Anand, and this was something that he had spoken about time and again, saying that the voter base was with him, the voter share was with him, and he always claimed that he is the one who has that legacy. Now, let's recollect that when both the parties, be it the UBT or the Shiv Sena of Eknath Shinde, for that matter, NCP and the NCP of Sharad Pawar, they had both claimed it's an ideological battle. Particularly here, for Eknath Shinde, it was more of an ideological battle because he was pitted against Kedar Deghe, the fact that Eknath Shinde claimed he had legacy of Anand Dige and that of Balasaheb Thackeray as well. Now here, with the kind of lead that he has, he's making a strong statement for UBT, particularly because here it clearly shows that he has a legacy of Dige, despite the fact that Dige's nephew is with Shiv Sena UBT. And on the other hand, you're with the kind of
Right.
voters that have supported the Shiv Sena, that's of Eknath Shinde. Again, a statement is made that he is the one who carries the legacy of the Shiv Sena. But yes, as of now, of course, there's no celebration outside the CM's bungalow because
They will all wait.
He's
They
the
will
one
all
who's a
wait.
late riser. He begin his day late. Yes.
No, they will all wait and they will all come out together. It'll all happen. They will all come out together. It'll be coordinated with the respect to the NDA. Devendra Fadnavis, Eknath Shinde, Ajit Dada Pawar will all be coming out at their respective constituencies or wherever they are, and they will come out and speak together and they will try and speak in one voice. That's what is expected, even as the NDA is inching towards the 200 mark. 287 out of 288 seats are reporting. Nalin Mehta, your point. Yeah.
Firstly, Amit Malviya just tweeted just a BJP comment on the Shiv Sena saying, as things stand now, Uddhav Thackeray faction stands at number 6 among the 6 parties contesting in Maharashtra. From being in the pole position in partnership with the BJP, this is where an inflated ego and abusive mindset has taken Uddhav Thackeray's party in politics too.
Now, this point about this being some sort of a scrappy election that was going to go nukkad to nukkad. I'm sorry, that's gone out of the window.
Gone.
This is an absolute affirmation for the BJP in Maharashtra. They won on their symbol, the power of what they claim was their
And
vote.
finally,
work.
also an
And
ideological
Can I ask
election
you
at
a
the base
question
of
now?
it.
Can I ask you a question, a larger question? Is Mr. Shinde going to be CM or is it going to be now BJP CM? I think if you look at that
I think
number,
we will get to that.
Yeah.
We will. Eknath Shinde will make a strong point. Depends upon what the
So,
BJP wants.
Jalandhar Patil
to
gone.
avoid context
Look at the
of this question.
reputations that are biting the dust. He's talking about, because obviously there's a bit of a needle there. But Thackeray surname in the doldrums. Pawar Senior, who I always have thought, and please forgive me, Rohitji, I've always thought was an overinflated leader.
Sanjay Raut
and
is speaking. He said we don't accept this.
बाद में बात करेंगे करेंगे ना, क्यों नहीं करेंगे? पैसा तो ऐसा है कि हर चुनाव क्षेत्र में नोटों की मशीन लगाई थी। अरे शिंदे का एक भी उम्मीदवार सिटिंग एमएलए गिरता नहीं, और शिंदे ये बोल रहे थे हमारा एक भी सिटिंग विधायक गिरेगा नहीं। आपको मालूम होगा तो मैं इस्तीफा दूंगा। ऐसा होता है क्या चुनाव में कभी? हमारा एक भी नहीं गिरेगा। ये कौन सा भरोसा है? ये कौन सी है? ये कौन सा लोकतंत्र है? 200 के ऊपर किसी को चुनाव में नतीजे मिलते हैं क्या? जिस देश में, जिस राज्य में सबसे बड़ी बेईमानी हो गई है, इस राज्य की जनता बेईमान नहीं है। ये नतीजे ऐसे दिए आपने कि आपने राज्य को, जनता को बेईमान ठहराया है। इस राज्य की जनता बेईमान नहीं है।
जो नतीजे आ रहे हो महाविकास आघाड़ी को कबूल है
नहीं,
आगे की क्या भूमिका रहेगी?
नतीजे कबूल नहीं है। मैं मानता हूं जनता को भी नतीजे कबूल नहीं है। जनता को भी, ये जनता का निर्णय नहीं हो सकता है। मैं बार बार बोल रहा हूं और मुझे बार बार आप वही सवाल पूछ रहे हैं।
लेकिन जो महाविकास आघाड़ी के कुल आंकड़े दिखाई दे रहे हैं, कुल संख्या दिखाई दे रहे हैं, उससे ज्यादा शिंदे गुट के
कैसा हो सकता है? आप अपने मन को पूछे, आप पत्रकार है, आप अपने मन को पूछे क्या महाराष्ट्र में संभव है? आप अपने मन को पूछे कि महाराष्ट्र में शिंदे को 60 सीटें मिलती है, संभव है क्या? ये अजीत पवार को 40 सीटें मिलती है, क्या ये संभव है? भारतीय जनता पार्टी को 125 सीटें मिलती है, क्या संभव है? क्या इस राज्य की जनता भी बेईमान है? इस राज्य की जनता बेईमान नहीं है, उसके ऊपर हमारा विश्वास है। चलिए, थैंक यू।
Now, it is the Rajya ki Janta, the people of the state, who have actually cast their ballot, and that's where these numbers are coming from. Classic election denial coming from Sanjay Raut.
Shocking. This is shocking.
The only thing that was left to say was the EVMs are to blame.
No,
I'm glad he didn't say that. because
Are they going to
frankly-
storm? Are they going to storm that Mantralaya? As she's saying. I mean, this is ridiculous.
No, on the one hand, he's saying something more
Sanjay
than
Raut
the
must
EVM.
be
He's saying the
worried about
entire
one
election
thing,
legitimacy
कि
is
उसके
at
कहीं
stake.
दो ही ना रह जाए.
No, he's on the one hand saying पानी की तरह पैसा बहाया है. That means he's questioning the integrity of the voter. Then he says the voter cannot vote like this. He's questioning the EVMs. I don't accept this result. You may not
They
want to
weren't
accept,
saying
but
this
that's the
3 months
result.
ago when they did well in the Lok Sabha
It's
election.
not yet the result, but that's the
Anand,
direction.
This is going to be the template. Opposition, all opposition are going to say this. You look at Akhilesh Yadav, who is already on record to say that election commission and the UP bypolls were rigged. And that is sooner or later, Mr. Jairam Ramesh will also come up.
Elections in Jharkhand was not rigged.
Just Sanjay
Bengal
Raut
was not rigged.
Bengal was
Priyanka
not-
Gandhi's election was not rigged. I mean, come on.
No, Priyanka Vadra is leading by more than 60,000 votes. So that
Now
is all right.
1.5 lakhs.
Now 2.5 lakhs.
No,
So,
1.5.
1.5. Trinamool Congress is taking all the 6 bypolls in Bengal. And also, there is 2 and 3 in Karnataka with respect to the seats. So, and there is 6 and 3 with respect to UP. So there are votes which are going to the other side also. But overall, this is the score. Sanjay Raut said, Eknath Shinde ko 60 seatein kaise mil sakti hai? That's what he said. 60.
That means that
Our
number
numbers
is
are
not-
right
that
now saying
number is
48, but he's saying 60.
He's saying 60.
No, but that's called
33.
entitlement. And that is an
48 will die.
entitlement that, Shiv Sena belongs. And if the Thackeray is with us, then the votes are with us, then the seats must come to us. And I don't think people like that anymore.
The
especially-
BJP Chetan Bhagat, as we see, is far more, is nearly 28 more than the Indie Alliance put together.
Yes.
And the NCP Sharad Pawar is the smallest, is the least. It's just 23.
But if the allies of BJP,
And
if they were,
independents and others are more than what Mr. Sharad Pawar's party has got.
Independent and others
and
are
if,
more.
if the Shiv Sena and NCP could have been kept by their original owners or CEOs or whatever you can call them, they would have won the election. Think about it. If Shinde's, all those MLAs were still with them, if NCP had not split, it would still have been their mandate. But they couldn't keep their parties together. I mean that.
No, but if they had not split, they would have been on this side. They would not have been on the
and what's going to
Mahavikas
happen
Aghadi.
now?
They would have been in the
And
Mahayuti.
what will happen now?
And the numbers would have been different.
All the UBT workers will get demotivated and they will move to that other side.
But I
It's
must say,
over.
you said, in our Take 3 program, that when you were there on the ground, you sensed that there was this massive surge for the Mahayuti.
Yes,
You
there
said
was.
that.
There was. See, the surge was from the fact that Eknath Shinde had a certain level of equity that he's built on ground, and there is this messaging which every voter wants, that they want a quote unquote zameen se juda hua vyakti, a chai wala and an auto wala. That's what it is. And clearly, somewhere the BJP needs to understand this messaging also, that it's not arrogance, it's humility. It's always remembering where you are from. The people always want to see that the Pradhan Mantri, no matter how tall a leader he is globally, no matter how respected he is globally, should never forget and should always tell the voter that I grew from amongst you. I was selling tea at the Vadnagar chai station and I made dreams of the impossible possible. The same story with Eknath Shinde. Working tirelessly, auto rickshaw driver, worked hard, won his respect, and he's proved, and he's worked with a team. But out of all of this, the work that Devendra Fadnavis along with the RSS have done on ground, Rahul, is phenomenal.
And should we be surprised?
It's phenomenal.
Because didn't we see in 2019 the BJP sort of veering towards the pole position it did, in fact? So
yeah, it was the single largest party. It had 105. I think.
So yeah. So I mean, why is the Shiv Sena suddenly? Well, the UBT coming out and saying, "Kabhi socha tha, kabhi ho sakta tha."
See, it's their denial, and they will cry because they've not got they neither have got the bat nor have they got batting. And they are being asked to sit out as the 12th
So
man.
if there has been so much of a consolidation of votes of different types, now this is a question that one should ask. Do you think BJP will lay claim to that chief minister's post, Rohit?
I think they will. I think they will. It was only some kind of an arrangement that they took the back seat last time when they made Eknath Shinde the chief minister. And look, the plan for BJP is to come back in control, completely in control. Even as they took the back seat last time, they were controlling many things.
So could it also happen that Mr. Shinde just joins the BJP with all his...
I don't think so. I don't think so.
The Dhanush Ban is very important.
Shinde will retain his identity, his election symbol, because, very important point all of us have to understand, within 4 months or 5 months, there's
Local
going to be the all-important Mumbai Municipal Corporation and 25 other municipal corporation
Rohit,
elections happening
if
in
Mr.
Maharashtra,
Shinde is not,
which are very crucial.
If Mr. Shinde is not made CM, then why would he stick with the BJP? I mean, that's his
Where
only.
would he go?
No, see.
Well, if he's not made CM, then why would he stick with the BJP?
He would want to be the chief minister. Any leader wants
Of
to
course,
be the chief minister.
especially once you've already been.
But the next best choice, if you are not able to get it, the next best choice is to
why
become
would-
deputy chief minister. and
So,
be
so
the-
you'll see a role reversal, Fadnavis
there-
becoming chief
there
minister
could be.
and Shinde becoming
but
deputy
one
chief
thing
minister.
we have to understand that between Devendra Fadnavis, Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar, the Mahayuti has three very, very strong, hardworking, able administrators who have shown that despite having certain differences, they can work together and they can iron out. There is not a tussle of who controls which bureaucracy, etc., which was seen when the Mahavikas Aghadi was there, where the NCP, Congress and the Ubata were busy transferring their bureaucrats because they wanted the control, etc. The other thing is the larger question, along with who becomes the CM, is the economy question. Maharashtra was on the cusp of becoming the first 1 trillion economy in our country, and it was going to set the benchmark. What does this do to the Viksit Bharat story? What does this do to the BJP and the NDA, the central government's plans with respect to the Vadhavan port, with respect to the bullet train, with respect to connecting the defense corridors, with respect to connecting all the industrial hubs to the ports, and thereby with the India-Middle East economic corridor? There's a huge, big map which is now going to unfold.
Just one point, Anand. I think all the economic policies will continue. Dharavi redevelopment will continue. All the Vadhavan port and other things will continue, and that's a big, positive signal for markets or anybody else. I don't think the BJP, if they're close to 100, and that's what we can now see, if they're going to have 100 MLAs in the House, there's no way they'll give away the chief minister's position to alliance partner this time. There's no way about that. I mean, I'm sure that it will be a BJP chief minister chief minister's seat.
That would be a little unfair to Mr. Eknath Shinde, because after all, here is a man, a captain. A captain may not have scored a century, but he has led, the alliance to victory and, executed all those plans, or that Ladli Behna Yojana, etc. All those things. How do you deny him that? BJP would sound very, cruel in that.
True.
And if there is a municipal elections in Mumbai, it's going to create more
But
problems.
Eknath Shinde and Uddhav Thackeray will not be part of Mahavikas Aghadi. And Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar may come, but Ajit Pawar plus Sharad Pawar does not add up to 145.
So within the BJP, there was outside of the BJP, there was a lot of talk about how Devendra Fadnavis had become a kind of a hate figure because of the Maratha agitation, him being a Brahmin and this Peshwai narrative that was set. But within the BJP, there was a lot of push for him. And if you travel to the elections, the BJP posters had him very prominently along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So that signaling kept on going on through the election, that he's our guy and we are not giving up on him, So if after
let's
they get 100,
let's also not forget that he's the one guy who lasted full 5 years. And there was a huge transformation in Maharashtra that happened. The internal politics aside, he may have also set certain challengers within the BJP, put them in place, etc.
and
But
also
he was in pole position to be the chief minister again had Uddhav Thackeray not
This is
walked
very
out.
similar to the national level where the BJP is in a ND alliance. There are two allies. If you want the answer to that question, the number would be BJP plus NCP, where they end up. If that is above the majority, Mr. Shinde will not be treated as nicely as he would have liked. And if BJP, I think so. And
the Maratha factor is still a big.
It is still there.
No,
But if the
I was
BJP
just
needs
plotting
only
that on the wall.
If the
On the
BJP
Maratha
needs only
seats,
one ally, then there is a BJP CM.
On the Maratha
I
seats,
see one of the contenders,
Raj-
either Mr. Eknath Shinde or Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, making it to the union cabinet. That is going to be a
but on the Maratha seats, about the 89 seats, the NDA has got 65. The India Alliance only 20. And
You cannot alienate.
break up that. BJP has 34, Shinde Sena has 15, NCP has 14. And this is
can't alienate the
Marathwada,
Marathas.
Western Maharashtra, Northern Maharashtra. So this whole Jarange Patil factor has been completely negated in this election.
Pallavi was right there where she
Can I
said
just
that
make
the
here is
Jarange
an
Patil factor is
observation? Can I
different.
make a point here?
Yeah, of course.
To add to on the leaderboard of the social media to the election, Zaka just made the important point on the Maratha vote. Look at 5 other categories. OBC vote in the Kunbi areas, NDA is ahead 23-7. In the seats where women are more than men, NDA is ahead 27-13. In the seats which are Dalit dominant, 19-10. In the seats where there are direct BJP Congress contests, NDA is ahead, BJP is ahead 49-23. And in the seats where the Congress was ahead in the Lok Sabha election. The count right now is 34-27 in favor of the BJP. So on every single
I just want to
yardstick,
make one small point.
BJP is
I
put
think
it onto
this
the park.
verdict in Maharashtra, to sum it up.
BJP has gone on another tangent also. News just
Okay,
coming
we'll
in.
just, there's big breaking news coming in. Obviously, that was bound to happen because, why? And that leads on to the point. That's because the Congress did not run a positive campaign. And I think voters are beginning to now, at least at the state level, worry about parties that are not giving them a vision. Look at the vision that the Congress offered, that all your jobs are going to Gujarat. Modani is ruling Maharashtra. Everything is going to Gujarat. The Marathi Manus is losing out. This is a consistent thread. Muslims are losing out. And of course, the Marathas are nowhere. This is what was said. Today, that divisive campaign.
See, Congress, Soros can't help Congress and Rahul with respect to Maharashtra. So did Soros help Congress and Rahul in Jharkhand? Sometimes this hyperbole from the BJP also needs to be questioned. Fact is, what worked for the JMM and Congress in Jharkhand or did not work for the BJP? Clearly, it is domestic politics. To a certain extent, international narratives, you may
But
say
who
that
is
there
saying
is a
this?
Soros.
There must be some.
Because they know they have to say this because they've won and Parliament is going to open, and you know this entire session is going to be about what. So they are just preparing
About what?
Adani.
About all this Soros and who this.
But what has happened to Aurangabad?
Last time I checked, the 3 seats, all 3 are with the India Alliance.
So what about
Sena
some of the
UBT leading
big
in 2 and
clashes?
Congress leading in 1.
What about some of the big clashes, the Worli clash?
So
It'll be really
Worli, last I
unfortunate.
checked, Aditya Thackeray was leading, yes. Aditya Thackeray is still leading in Worli.
Look, here it is. The Congress is saying it's a EVM's victory.
In the neighboring constituency of Mahim, it is again the Sena UBT candidate Mahesh Sawant who's leading there. So if you look at the Bombay seats,
Rashid Bhai, you were absolutely right. You said that EVMs were going to be blamed.
Mumbai and Thane, 54 seats. The NDA is ahead in 32, and the India Alliance only in 21. So clearly, even in the Bombay fights,
Mumbai Thane, you have to. One has to give Eknath Shinde and the Shiv Sena there the credit for this performance, along with the BJP. And somewhere the BJP and Eknath Shinde seem to have working together. In the Lok Sabha, it was seen that there was friction. And it also looks at, if you look at the Ajit Pawar story, that this combination seems to have worked even for Ajit Pawar.
But are we taking away a little bit from the Fadnavis factor, from the RSS factor? This, after all, yes, of course, there's a knock-on that has come from Mr. Shinde. But clearly, if the BJP is now coursing towards the 120 mark, I suppose the BJP will feel entitled to say that this is as much as a victory of our own making, as it is obviously of the shoulders that were lent to our charge.
So Amit Malviya is the one taking the jibe, or the Soros jibe.
Yeah, well, I think Amit Malviya, they might be stretching the point, but the fact is that the BJP itself, is today teetering on the verge of, probably forming this government with some others.
No, the other thing is, look at this. Can't be fair with EVMs. Congress is saying with respect to Maharashtra. So the EVMs are fair in Jharkhand.
I know. This is bizarre. This is again that kind of, politics where, I don't know, they hold on to the constitution, but they seem to not believe in it in spirit and letter. You cannot sound like anarchists by suggesting this. What is the aim?
And this cannot be a story only when you lose.
Exactly.
And it's everything is fair when you win. What are your thoughts on this, Nistula, Chaitanya?
I have always held that it's a very, very unfortunate sort of a situation, a comment to make. I don't hold water with it. It's been examined. Supreme Court has pronounced on it. And when are we going to move on? And although the people of this country, I have seen that the Bechara factor works very well. People do give you sympathy and emotion and do support you if they feel that your back is to the wall, but they do want somebody who will be there, who's a fighter, And if you're constantly saying that, hamare to auzar hi kharab hai, main bat leke main ghar ja raha hu because you gave me out, that doesn't work then beyond a point. And they say, okay, you sit in one corner and we will give the vote to
Then
whoever
there should
we
be
feel
election
like.
denial with Jharkhand also. If the Congress is in denial or the India Alliance is in denial with Maharashtra, they should deny the Jharkhand elections also.
Yeah, I think this rhetoric is fine, but the Congress they had a momentum after the Lok Sabha election. They had made some gains. We had a Rahul Gandhi who had come with more gusto, and people rightly so said, let's see some more data points. And the data points were this: Haryana, Maharashtra and Jharkhand. They won Jharkhand, fine. but at the same time, Maharashtra is 3 times bigger, far more prominent far more important to national politics, and they really need to sit down and figure out. On the exit polls day, also, Rahul, I told you, Maharashtra has too many parties.
That's right.
6 parties. People have voted for something that seems a little stable. It doesn't look like the other grouping could have put it all together. And it could be as simple as that, and not the EVMs. It could be something that you were not doing right, and you did it right in Jharkhand. So we are not against you.
I mean, you didn't have a positive agenda. You constantly blathered on and on about the deficiencies and the divisions, and you played a divisive hand. Look at the BJP's Rainbow Coalition in Maharashtra.
And there is no wave. There is no wave for Rahul or Congress. There are some maybe issues with the BJP. People are willing to.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Zach. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Farmer.
In Haryana, the Jats and the other OBCs voted for the dominant party, the BJP. In Maharashtra, the Marathas and the OBCs seem to be voting for.
No, this whole thing about farmer distress, since
Yeah,
Nisula asked, there are about 58 constituencies, 37 NDA, only 21 to the India
when
Alliance.
this soybean bonus was announced, I spoke to some backroom people of the Congress, and they kept saying that, we wanted this announcement to come a little early on in the campaign, so that at least people would get to know that this is what our promise is. They announced it like some 3-4 days before polling day. So how does that help?
Of the 37, BJP is leading in 22.
Wow. NDA just 3 short of 200 now. NDA 3 short of 200, BJP at 110. News from UP bypolls, BJP has surged to a lead in Moradabad. That's supposed to be the SP bastion. It's Moradabad. I'm just going to check how many leads out of the 9, who's leading who. Is it 6-3 and 7-2? We'll get an update on that. In Palakkad, it's a very, very close fight. News is that the lead is only about 600 odd votes in Palakkad. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra surging ahead in Wayanad by a few lakh votes there. 7-2 in Uttar Pradesh. 7-2 for the NDA.
At
BJP plus
3.75 lakhs. She needs to at least equal her brother.
That's a good point.
No, it's a good point. I mean,
where have those votes gone?
Come on, where have those votes gone?
Rahul, comparison is a thief of joy.
Joy, you can feel joyful, but if you are not going to see.
मोदी साहब जीते अपनी सीट वाराणसी with a reduced margin, तो आप लोगों ने उसको इतना बड़ा story बना दिया, front page news. अब मैं कह रहा हूँ कि प्रियंका गांधी, why hasn't she won as many votes as her brother? You are saying now.
No, wait till the end. But I'm saying, I was saying something which is very fundamental. That comparison is a thief of joy.
No, but what does this mean in Kerala? 1-1-1.
Yeah, let's also go to the other bypolls as well. Let's go to our reporters.
ये तो एकदम Chinese confusion.
Now you become like saying victory and defeat doesn't matter.
Shaina NC is with us. Mumba Devi. Shaina NC, first up, maybe a little premature, but so far the trends indicate congratulations are in order for the NDA, for the Mahayuti in Maharashtra. As of now, 111 leads for the BJP. What's happening in Mumba Devi? Since the start, we've been seeing that Amin Patel has been leading. You've been trailing in Mumba Devi.
No, that is not factually correct. As we speak, let me please correct you, Anand, that that is not the case. I have been monitoring it completely. We are neck to neck in Mumba Devi, and in Mumba Devi, we will create history, because it is a constituency that has 140,000 Muslims, 1 lakh Hindus, and the fact that the Ladki Behan Yojana of the Chief Minister has reached 40,000 homes, of which 15,000 are Muslim women. I'm very, very confident that in the days to come, we will work collectively to ensure that this neglected constituency, where there has been no development, and is probably
the
the
EC
most
website right
backward.
now, Shaina ji, you are trailing by 800 votes, but the smile on your face and your glowing shows that
Because I know
there
what
is
is
some
going
other
to-
information that you have. So share it with us.
No, I know that the Muslim seats is where we are trailing, but where the Hindu seats are going to now be opened, I'm sure that we will make it. And we will make it because on ground, the popularity of the Chief Minister, Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar is known to me. I have been campaigning in this constituency for over a month. And as I said, 15 years, there has been no development. So I see the love and the encouragement that the people of Maharashtra and Mumba Devi and Mumbai are giving. And that is why I feel that this kind of a landslide victory for the Mahayuti only shows that the popularity of the Prime Minister, the work of all three on ground, is something that we have to appreciate and encourage in the days to come as a role model to set for a Viksit Bharat and a Viksit Maharashtra.
So, Shaina, and see, you're always shining and you're always smiling. There's no doubt about that. But I just want to ask you this. Many people said that this was one of those elections which was very tough to call. It was going into the wire. It was a sort of man-to-man, man-to-woman contest. What is transformed in the last 4 months, 5 months, that has made this a election really about one symbol, and that is the lotus?
I'll tell you what it is. Honestly, whatever I saw on ground is people are not interested in false narratives and just these unnecessary comments. Look at my election. It started by calling me imported mal, item, bakri, all these kind of adjectives. People are not interested in all of this. They want to know what work you have come to do and what is your vision plan. Today is the politics of performance, and the Honorable Prime Minister has proven that across the country, that if you perform, you will succeed. If you don't, you will perish. If you look at the kind of work style of Eknath Shinde, Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar, it has worked phenomenally well for the state for the past 2.5 years. Projects which were in the doldrums have all realized, whether it is a Jandhan, Mudra Banking, Ujjwala, all on ground, which is what has been done by the center. But if you look at the state, whether it's a Ladki Behna Yojana for the women, if it is an internship scheme or an apprenticeship scheme for the youngsters, whether it is pensions for the senior citizens, whether it's MSP and ensuring that, people have their livelihood intact. It is all been worked on very conscientiously. Now, if you look at the refinery, you look at the Dharavi project, the bullet trains, all the opposition has done is just stop. That is not on. We are here to deliver.
If these numbers hold, the BJP would have at least 20 more seats, if not more, 25 more seats than the India Alliance combined, the Mahavikas Aghadi combined. So will the Kursi combo change, or will it be the same?
Anand, I'm not getting into any speculation here. I have come as a candidate. I'm very, very keen to work for my Mumbai city. And what the leadership decides, what the Mahayuti Netritva decides, is obviously something that we will all adhere to. But for those who are only sitting on commentary, my limited piece of advice is that we've spent the whole election only on false narratives and pseudo-secular vote bank politics. I think it's important for all of us to accept and understand that this government is here to stay, and this is not just a hat trick for Maharashtra. This is a hat trick which in the days to come will be a case study on good governance.
Well, all the best to you. Once the results settle towards the evening, we look forward to you joining us, and then officially we'll congratulate you. All the best. All the best.
Thanks.
Now, Payal Mehta is with us. Yes, Payal, even as Prime Minister, is going to be at the BJP headquarters at 6:30 p.m. this evening. Yes, Payal.
I'm joined by Madhavi Nayak, who's the State General Secretary. This election, Anand, has been largely about the contribution of women, and she's definitely wearing a very wide smile as well. Is this election which has been the Ladki Behna versus all?
It is not only about Ladki Behna, but all the other schemes which were really in favor of the women here in Maharashtra. So, Ladki Behna was just a cherry on the cake, you can say.
Not everybody gave you these kind of numbers that you really got. As a person who's worked in the organization, as a person who's worked in the unit, were you guys confident, and what gave you that kind of confidence that you'll get these numbers?
See, basically, we were very confident about it because as an organization, we had a very collective and organized efforts. Besides that, we knew about the mandate and the confidence people had about BJP and the Mahayuti. So we were quite confident when we were working down, when we were in the people, we could get that positive vibe from the crowd itself. So that was enough for us to be confident.
You think that this was an election where you could actually tell?
Payal, continue the conversation. We'll play it out later, but I'm going to pull away from you for now. There is this victory lap that's been planned for the at the BJP headquarters this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be at the BJP headquarters at 6:30 p.m. So by 7, he should be there. Generally, there is a half-hour buffer that is given for the Karyakartas to assemble, and then the PM arrives. But big victory lap that will be planned. Will Jharkhand be forgotten, or will Maharashtra be the story? Zaka, how is it plotting right now in Maharashtra?
All right, so it's 288. All 288 seats are reporting. 197 is what the NDA is at, just 3 short of 200. 145, of course, is the halfway mark. If you were to break up how much the BJP has 111, the Shinde Sena has 48, and the NCP has 33. Remember, the BJP was fighting on 152 seats. 111 out of 152 is a strike rate in excess of 75%. Now, coming back to what Rahul Shivshankar was saying, in the Lok Sabha election, the BJP won 9 out of 28 that it fought at a strike rate of less than 30%. From 30%, they've gone to 75% in a matter of 4 or 5 months. Look at the regions. They've won in Vidarbha in a big way. In fact, the Congress, out of the 13 MPs that it had, 9 out of those 13 MPs were from Vidarbha. It is the BJP that is running away with the leads. In Marathwada, people were talking about Jarangi Patil, the Maratha quota, and so on. Again, big wins for the BJP in Marathwada. Even in northern Maharashtra, where you have Nashik and, Nandurbar, that belt, the onion belt, there again, the BJP and the Shinde Sena running up significant numbers. And of course, in the urban pockets of Mumbai, Thane, Konkan, where the BJP and the Sena have traditionally done well, again, they've got massive leads in all of those regions. So the BJP doing well across the state. Just a quick check of where it all went wrong as far as the India Alliance is concerned. I'm just going to quickly go back to Maharashtra for the India Alliance. Just 82 right now. Where are those leads? The Congress has a bunch of seats in Vidarbha, but not anywhere close to what they had back in the Lok Sabha election. Much fewer seats for Sharad Chandra Pawar's NCP SP here in Western Maharashtra. Very few compared to what they had, even what they had 5 years ago. I think NCP had more than 50 5 years ago. The Sena UBT also significantly falling. They had 55 last time, down to just 29. And look at Mumbai. Mumbai, which used to be their stronghold, the city where they based their politics on, very few seats to the Sena UBT. Even the Congress, it contested 102 seats. 102 seats and just 25 leading, which means a strike rate of less than 25%. So clearly, things have gone badly for the India Alliance.
The Congress party is the weakest in that it's the weakest link. 102 seats they were contesting. They're leading only in 25, and they have performed poorer and worse than the Shiv Sena UBT and the NCP SP. With respect to Uttar Pradesh, it is 7-2. Again, a big statement there. That will also be a narrative changer. Nalin Mehta, Rohit, if you look at this story, what is going to happen if you were to look ahead, not just into the crucial polls, municipal commission polls, etc. in Maharashtra, but also the winter session of Parliament. Rohit, Nalin, thereafter.
I think the municipal polls of Mumbai are very important. It's a 50,000 crore turnover organization, and it holds large area, which is financial capital of the country. Very important for the BJP to kind of get its mayor elected. There's been a fight last few years between Shiv Sena and BJP, that is Uddhav Thackeray's party and BJP inside the Mumbai Municipal Corporation also. But remember, 25 or 24 other municipal corporations all over Maharashtra are going to polling next year, that is by April or so. And all over Maharashtra, these are the units that constitute the assembly segments or assembly constituencies finally. So BJP is going to keenly fight these elections, and they are going to have Eknath Shinde as their partner. That is for sure. Whether Ajit Pawar also participates at that level is a question that will be open, because there might be friendly fights in Western Maharashtra or whatever. Overall in Maharashtra, I think we are going to have a BJP-led government. I can see that the Chief Minister's position will be held by the BJP for sure. Perhaps Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar will come as
200. 200. NDA hits the 200 mark. 288 leads. NDA hits the 200 mark. 200 par. This is the number, the upward number that Pradeep Gupta of Access My India had predicted, that the NDA could touch 200. That's happened. He also said that the INDI alliance will get 53. They're already at 50. These numbers are oscillating a bit, so we have to keep watching these numbers. But this is 200 par for the NDA. Historic. Sanjay Raut said, how can they win 200? Is it possible? Although he said that Eknath Shinde is getting 60 seats, it's 48. Now, the Election Commission allowed Ladki Bahan. They're blaming it. The EC allowed this money to be paid. Why were Maha polls announced so late? Many questions being asked by the Congress party now.
That is a valid criticism as far as the Maharashtra polls are concerned. Here is a party and a formation that is asking for one nation, one polls. And what you do is Haryana elections were held in October, and then after a month you are having elections in Maharashtra on account of what was EC's logic. There were festival time. Festival times are there forever. Precisely. No, I'm not talking about rollout. I'm talking about the timing part.
No, but the Ladki Bahan rollout in Maharashtra, but it was allowed in Jharkhand also.
See, that is not a logic.
To say that had these elections happened a month earlier, the results would have been different.
I'm not saying that.
I don't think
I'm not saying that.
any
I'm saying the Congress is questioning timing.
These are
A lot of people
these are Supriya Shrinet who's raised these questions.
Yeah, this comes from that mindset that was prevalent before 2019 election, when in the budget the Prime Minister announced the great scheme where farmers were going to were given a DBT, if you remember.
2009 election.
2019.
The Kisan Samman Nidhi.
Okay. Kisan Samman Nidhi was given out, and many people said, "Oh, that made the fundamental difference between victory and loss, apart from Balakot and this, that, the other." So I'm just saying that this is a routine. But the point is that in Jharkhand, the polls have taken place simultaneously with Maharashtra. There's also a rollout happening there. So I think this is a bit far-fetched.
No, the life of
we have Arunima with us. Arunima with us from Jharkhand. Daniel Francis, political brand strategist, partner and advisor to the Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde campaign and communications, is also with us. Daniel, coming to you after we speak with our reporters. Yesha is from Thane. Yes, Arunima, how many rounds of counting? Why are there not major celebrations? Are people expecting some toss and turn or oscillation in the scores? 29-49 in favor of INDIA right now.
So they want to be absolutely certain. So at the CM residence, this is the residence of the Chief Minister. Hemant Soren is keeping a tab. Kalpana Soren, his wife, who's being given a lot of credit for JMM's turnaround. She herself is in a kind of a tough spot so she's stationing herself in Giridih, and that's why I think there is a wait and watch policy that has been adopted, because they want to ensure that Kalpana also comfortably sails through. Congress party, initially it was being speculated that they could be the weak link in this particular alliance. They had 18 the last time around. They are hovering around the 12-13 mark, so not too bad. And overall, JMM, Congress, RJD have pulled along. The entire alliance have been pulled along. We have been told by the Chief Minister's aides that he would want to be absolutely certain about the numbers before coming out and speaking to the supporters. So even at the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha office, there's not much halchal. Right. You see more people at the BJP office than at the JMM office. As far as rounds are concerned, Hatia, which is next door to Ranchi, that has the maximum number of rounds, more than 20. All the others are, the least is 13. So the average number of rounds will be 16 to 17. And I think we are now closer to the halfway mark for most of these seats. Most people here are now accepting that Jharkhand Mukti Morcha has managed to defeat anti-incumbency.
Well, it looks like it's a pro-incumbency mandate so far, although the numbers are oscillating 30 and 48 now. So from 29 to 49, 49-29, it's 48-30. BJP now moving away, thanks Arunima, moving away to or pulling away towards Maharashtra. We'll try and see if we can get Mr. Pradeep Gupta to get a way in on this score of 199-200. It was 200, it's just become 199, but the numbers are unprecedented. The BJP's lead just went down one seat from 114 to 113. Yesha, will Eknath Shinde take this score of 48 out of 288? They were hoping to win 55, but right now it's 48. Will Eknath Shinde take it? Their score is 20 seats better than UBT.
So yes, as of now, when you speak of some seats, there are leads, but of course, the picture will only be clear later in the day. So yes, 48 to 50 is somewhere. Of course, Eknath Shinde would take further. Of the 55, yes, possibly they wouldn't get all the 55, but yes, 48 to 50 is something that we see that they are confident about. But as of now, when you speak of the whole mood outside the residence of Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, we in fact show you what it looks like outside the bungalow of Chief Minister Eknath Shinde at Thane. In fact, late last night, he had stepped out from his residence, that in Varsha residence, official residence, which was in Malabar Hill, and he was here. And of course, he's not stepped out until now, but we see supporters of Eknath Shinde have gathered on the streets, waving the Dhanush Ban, waving the flag. And we also heard how Naresh Maske, the MP from Shiv Sena, is confident about the fact that it will be their leader who would be CM. Celebrations, fireworks have already started outside the residence of Eknath Shinde. Like you rightly mentioned, we'd expect him to speak only unanimously when the other alliance partners step out. But Anand, of course,
Contrary to Delhi,
in
no
fact
grab
shows-
4 or firecracker ban in Mumbai and Thane. So these firecrackers will go. Yeah, we stay with these visuals. Yesha, is Eknath Shinde expected here anytime?
So yes, Eknath Shinde is still inside, but we'd expect him to come out only post 12, because what we were told was Eknath Shinde would step out of his residence post noon. He'd go collect his certificate and then possibly head towards Mumbai. Of course, like you mentioned, Delhi has a cracker ban, but Mumbai and
Thane, no cracker ban. No cracker ban. Celebrations in the NDA camp begin. 201. The firecrackers go up even as NDA crosses the 200 mark. 201, 115 for the BJP. So it's pulled more than its weight here in terms of strike rate and conversions. Out of 152 seats, 115 Zaka. It's phenomenal what the BJP has pulled.
It's close to 80%. And I just want to show this one seat. It's called Sayan Koliwada, right in the heart of Mumbai. A BJP candidate by name Captain R. Tamir Selvan has won from Sayan Koliwada. For the Shiv Sena, which started its politics against South Indians, against Tamils and lungi-wearing people. I mean, can you imagine in that same city where Uddhav Thackeray resides, a Tamil candidate from Sayan Koliwada under the BJP symbol has won that seat. I just want to run through some of the other prominent Mumbai seats. Of course, in Worli, Aditya Thackeray is still continuing to lead. There is an independent candidate, Ali Rahim Sheikh, who's leading in Malabar Hill. In Kolaba, of course, Rahul Narvekar is leading. In Mumbai Devi is still reporting that Amin Patel is leading Shine INC. We'll see how the numbers eventually stack up. In Baikola, Yamini Jadhav is leading. I just mentioned, in Badala, Kalidas Kolmbakar is leading. In Dharavi, interestingly, Dr. Jyoti Gaikwad of the Congress is leading. In the all-important seat of Mahim, it is Mahesh Sawant of the SSUBT who's currently leading. Let's go further up. In Kalina, again, SSUBT is leading. Ashish Shelar leading in Bandra West. In Bandra East, Zishan Siddiqui is trailing. It is Varun Sardesai of the Sena UBT who's leading. In Vile Parle, the BJP candidate there is leading. The Shinde Sena candidate in Chandivli is leading. The Shinde Sena candidate also in Ghatkopar West, Ram Kadam of the BJP is leading. In Kurla, Mangesh Kudlikar of the Shinde Sena is leading. So clearly, if you were to just take a look at Mumbai alone, and I'm just going to quickly run through the 50-odd seats of Mumbai Thane, NDA at 32, India at 21. The BJP out of that 54 is at 20. Out of 32, BJP is at 20, Shinde Sena at 11.
It's a phenomenal reversal compared to June, 4th of June and the Lok Sabha, how Mumbai had voted at that time compared to now. Quickly going across to Avantika at the live result hub. 203 is the overall lead for the NDA. 117 to the BJP. No one had predicted this. Phenomenal growth. And also, Jharkhand is changing a bit. 31. So the NDA gets into the 30s. INDIA slips down from 52 to 48. Yes.
No, you're right. Absolutely. Anand, you were saying that Mahavikas Aghadi would be saying, ye, kya hua? And I bet Mahayuti would be saying, yahan ke hum Sikandar. What a phenomenal comeback. I mean, 203. Just look at the numbers there. A landslide win. And Devendra Fadnavis, who you spoke to, also has spearheaded a very impressive campaign. And RSS going all out there for the BJP. A great win for Mahayuti. But you're right. Jharkhand, is changing. 48-31. Brijesh Ji is also still here. He's closely monitoring those numbers. Brijesh Ji, जी अभी भी ना मतलब एक कंसोलिडेट नहीं हुआ है, जैसे महायुति को हम देख रहे हैं ना 203, बट व्हाई डू यू थिंक ये नंबर्स अभी चेंज हो रहे हैं?
बट आप ये देखिए जो सिमिलर लाइंस पर है, अगर आप लास्ट टाइम के देखें तो लास्ट टाइम 30 सीटें जेएमएम ने जीती थी, इस बार देखिए 29 पे वो लीड कर रही है। लास्ट टाइम बीजेपी ने 25 जीती थी, आप कहेंगे कि 28 पे लीड कर रही है। तो दरअसल उस समय जेवीएम जो थी बाबूलाल मरांडी की, वो पार्टी मर्ज कर गई जिसकी 3 सीटें थी, तो 25 + 3 28 आप देखें तो पैटर्न ऑलमोस्ट सेम है। कांग्रेस जरूर लास्ट टाइम जो 16 सीटें जीती थी अभी 13 पर लीड कर रही है। तो मुझे लगता है कि कमोबेश रुझान उसी तरीके के हैं जिस तरीके से पिछले बार की विक्ट्री रही थी 2019 में। मुझे लगता है कि वेट करना चाहिए, वेट फॉर सम टाइम, बिकॉज एट मोस्ट ऑफ द प्लेसेस only 3 to 5 rounds have been completed, so we should wait for another 90 minutes to get a very clear picture. But obviously, as far as the leads are concerned, India Alliance is in a leading position in Jharkhand, just like the last time.
So Anand, Brijesh ji is not calling Jharkhand just as yet. He's saying to wait for 90
because
minutes.
the average of about 14-15 rounds, so till we get to about 9-10 rounds, it will be difficult. He's saying 3 to 5 rounds of counting only in Jharkhand. Jharkhand started about 25 minutes later than Maharashtra did. Maharashtra also, we've just crossed about into the 9th or 10th round of counting. Leads will settle. We'll keep an eye on what happens in Mumbai Devi, where Shaina NC told us that she's confident she's taking that constituency. We'll wait and watch. Again, NDA in Jharkhand, it is again oscillating 30-49. So this will keep oscillating for a bit. Shinde Sena supporters are celebrating the win already. Will Eknath Shinde speak? Will Devendra Fadnavis speak? We'll wait and watch if Ajit Dada Pawar speaks. But the BJP inching towards 120. This is runaway. Look at where the INDIA is. Who is the worse off? 21 out of 102 seats, Rahul Shivshankar for the Congress party. 28 for the Shiv Sena UBT, 19 for NCP SP. This is a rout, and this means they're all finished.
My dear friend, 80% plus conversion rate for the BJP alone. I don't know. I just want
119 now.
Yes, I just want to look now at the exact number of others. Because if they come to about 120, 122, that's only 20 short.
Others is 10. Others is 10. Well, how many of these are?
2014 they got 122.
And remember, there were some other candidates that were fielded that are proxy candidates of the BJP. I think was 6 or 7 of those.
Such as China NC.
Yes, so let's see if those win, and then you might actually have a game on of a different kind.
But Shaina NC's victory will go into the Eknath Shinde, this one kitty. But this 10, how many of them do we know? We'll try and check with the LRH also. How many of them are pro-BJP guys or BJP plants or whatever?
One of the,
there is Sanjay Kaka Patil in Sangli, there is China NC, there is one in Ajit Pawar group also, about 5, I think. About 5 candidates.
So that look at that strike rate 80%, 20%. I mean, the Congress is nowhere in the equation. Rahul Gandhi is going to be standing up in a few days in the Parliament House. And he's going yes, exactly 80-20, and he's going to say exactly this. Already they are saying that Adani Power, Adani Green has powered this victory anyhow. Look,
Daniel Francis is with us,
Daniel
Francis, advisor.
Let me bring you in. Daniel Francis, you were with us just 3 days back at the exit poll stage. I want to ask you, what do you put this implosion of the Congress down to?
The implosion of the Congress. Nobody has to implode the Congress. The Congress implodes on its own. From the victory that they had in Lok Sabha, what they did is that they became so arrogant, and the MVS started fighting amongst themselves. For the last 2 months, the whole picture that Maharashtra saw, that these two people are fighting for the chief minister's chair and slinging mud at each other, which really destroyed their credibility, which was only for time being during the Lok Sabha, while Eknath Shinde and the Mahayuti partners worked very quietly and silently.
Daniel, just hold on. We've just got pictures of Devendra Fadnavis in conversation with someone. Let's we got the audio also.
Hello. येतो संध्याकाळी येतो आता इकडून सगळं निघतो मी येतो मी कळतो यस चला धन्यवाद आशीर्वाद देतो. Hello.
Okay, so he's saying I will come in the evening. He's saying in Marathi, yeto sandhyagali yeto. I'm going to leave from here in a bit. And he says, Dhanyavad. Clearly somebody is congratulating him. The fact he's sitting at Meghdut. This is where we had gone ahead and spoken with him. Me and Mandar
spoken
Fansi
to
had
his
gone.
mother, Sarika
He spo-
Fadnavis,
ah,
who
so he
called him
spoke
from Nagpur.
So he's
That
spoken
was
to
the
his
problem.
mom. He's spoken to his mom, and he's saying that I'm going to reach Nagpur in the evening. Payal Mehta had already confirmed this here on CNN News 18 that he will leave for Nagpur to collect his victory certificate from his constituency. Where Devendra Fadnavis is very confident about his own constituency. He was quietly confident about the Mahayuti's chances, even across Maharashtra. But what a phenomenal win! This is close to the 2019 number where they contested more seats. This is 152 leading in 121. This is like a wow. That's what you got to say, because this is
This is
unprecedented.
the revenge of 2019.
Yeah, in
This is the revenge
2014.
of 2019.
In 2014, when they fought separately, BJP had 122. Of course, they came back again after the elections. In 2019, they had 105.
105,
So this is about 15 more than that.
Correct. And
16 more than that.
the number of seats they've contested is less. So their
Correct.
strike rate conversion is far
Absolutely.
greater. In
Strike
2014,
rate
they
is
contested
80%.
all the seats. They got 122. Here they have fought 152 and they're leading in 121.
So it's an 80% conversion.
Just going to Daniel. Daniel, the Shiv Sena 47 and Ubata UBT 28. Does this, if this score stays, does this settle the legacy aspect? Will this now once and for all settle it altogether? Yeah.
In our mind, the legacy aspect is already settled. Those who need the votes of the traditional Congress voters to win elections, they are not the real Sena. Those who are getting original votes of Shiv Sainiks is the real Sena. On the fifth round, I'll tell you, Aditya Thackeray is telling me 1,000 vote in Worli. That's called real Sena and fake Sena. So the legacy battle is already settled. The kind of overwhelming response that Eknath Shinde and the party has got is phenomenal. Now we have no doubt in mind. Mr. Uddhav Thackeray will survive in some pockets. Parties don't die so easily. But, overwhelmingly, in the whole...
You have a strike rate of 58%. Ubata has 29%.
And we will cross that strike rate also. By the time the seat numbers were settled, we'll be crossing 55. This is my confidence.
So you are confident that you will get 55 seats?
Over 160. Overall, we'll be crossing 160, but I'm getting more than that. Yesterday, I came that 160 plus. But this is all work done by Mr. Shinde and the Mahayuti partners in the last 4 months, 5 months to change the narrative, going underground, taking the kind of public connect.
This sometime back, that if this such an overwhelming majority, 207 is where NDA is right now, BJP at 120, why would the BJP give the Chief Minister's post to Mr. Shinde? Mr. Fadnavis would stake claim to be Chief Minister.
See, it's a very valid question, but I'll tell you one thing. If there's one man, I don't know who will become the Chief Minister, that the NDA partners will decide, NDA leadership will decide. If there's one person who changed the narrative for the NDA in Maharashtra, this was not an election that was on national issues. This was not an election that was, had any kind of national impact on it. Like we won some war against Pakistan or something and it has affected Maharashtra. No. This is one election that the tide was turned over by only one man called Eknath Shinde. His work, his image, his policies, his programs. There is no other this. And his popular face has pushed the NDA voters, Mahayuti voters to come out in large numbers. The numbers are striking. The kind of women who have voted in this election, phenomenal. Women at Ladki Bahin is electing her Ladka Bhau in Maharashtra.
Okay, Ladki Bahin is electing the Ladka Bhau. What may be the national implications, Rahul, in terms of, you have the parliament session that's going to come up from Monday. Clearly, Rahul Gandhi and the Congress think they've latched on to this whole Adani issue. But now with this kind of a mandate, it's not a 145, 150 kind of victory, 209.
It's just phenomenal performance.
We can check if, in history, if this is one of the biggest
I'm just
victories.
purely saying, with respect, you have to say as a performance with respect to strike rate. The leads are showing you're winning you're losing just 30 seats out of the total of contested, 152. It's not a small performance, irrespective of which party does it. This has to be acknowledged. We've got news coming through. Sorry, just quickly taking this news. Payal Mehta is with us. New cabinet to be sworn in before the 26th of November, and the Central Observers team is flying into Mumbai on Sunday. Yes, Payal.
Yes, what we do understand that since the assembly ends on the 26th of November, Anand, the BJP and the Mahayuti are not going to waste any more time. They're going to have their internal meeting today between Devendra Fadnavis, Ajit Pawar, and of course Eknath Shinde but the central observers will be sent from Delhi tomorrow so they can have a conversation with all the three parties. So what I'm going to understand by way of my sources in the BJP, that a cool and calm customer like Rajnath Singh is going to be sent as a central observer, given the fact that he's been a party president in the past, he's a union minister, he's been somebody who commands a lot of respect. He doesn't lose his cool very early, has the ability to take people on their side as well, doesn't irk anybody the wrong way as well. So he's going to be one person who's going to be coming in. The BJP leadership will trust him with that. Of course, the talks are already happening. I'm going to understand that Devendra